just haven't got my microphone on at the moment, truck fan. Can you hear this? Just making sure. I'm not quite fully set up yet. We're just getting everything ready. Great to see you, Ghost Dragon. But yeah, I'm not quite fully set up. Just getting everything ready. I didn't have as many troubles as I did last time. But yeah, just let me know if you can all hear the audio from the microphone and also our background sound effects. My apologies for keeping you all waiting. We're almost ready. How is everybody doing today? We are just waiting for Car Mechanic Simulator to load up. You know what it's like. Glad to hear it, Ghost Dragon. So today we are going to be in the car editor. And what do you think? What do you think I'm going to make for our truck themed competition? Yeah, loading. Truck fan, you are absolutely correct. I'm currently stuck at 80%. We all know how much we love that. Glad to hear it, truck fan. We are loading. Definitely loading. A Bronco. Good guess, Ghost Dragon, but not quite. It is a very square truck, so it is literally right up my street, but not quite a Bronco. Quick sip of tea. I'm going to have to go make a fresh cup in a minute. Hopefully nothing close to the TC666. Why not? That was an epic build. Square body 150 is also a good get. I'll tell you, it isn't something that is technically on the Steam Workshop. I have built one before, but just giving some little clues while everything's still loading. Just want to check one thing, that this is actually picking up. Looks like it. Yes. Okay. So we might as well stay here now. Here we go. So I've got the quality of life mod, and from the quality of life mod, I can jump straight into the car editor from the menu. It actually replaces the tutorial videos. It seems. What do you mean? It seems quite square. Oh, the truck. The truck seems quite square. The truck is quite square. It's going to be very square. I do like a squared truck. But let's jump in to the car editor. Let's. Where did I leave it last? Where's it going to load in? The Arezzo Cortana. Oh! Oh. Do you think it might be one of these? A classic Volkswagen Caddy Mark 1. Absolutely. Some of you may know it as a Rabbit pickup. Not me. Definitely don't know this as a Rabbit pickup. I mean, I do. I'm aware of it being a Rabbit pickup. This is a Multy's absolutely stunning Volkswagen Caddy, I believe available on his Patreon, which he has obviously kindly given me access to. We are going to be playing with this little beast today. It might be a bit stuttery. I do apologise. I updated all of my mods yesterday because I was meant to stream yesterday, and yeah, I then spent about 8 hours trying to fix all of my mods. So yes, I'm now on the public test version of TK Aftermarket, so I've got some cool new engines to hopefully show off in here today, as long as it all works. A few extras obviously for Multiply, like I always have, and we'll see where it goes. Hello, little German rectangle. Little German carrying rectangle, I'll have you know. Does have an open bed. Absolutely fantastic. This is one of my favourite cars of all time. Now, obviously, we're not just going to play with the standard Rabbit. I've already made a VM Caddy ready to go. I haven't changed anything. This is just the standard base model of the first config that we were just looking at. So let's play around and see what we're going to do with our beautiful little Caddy today, because obviously I want your guys' input. I want some help with this. I want you to help me win the competition. I'm joking. I don't really mind that much about winning it. Let's just see what we've got. I mean, first thing I know I want to do is I want to do something with these shocks. Now, I think we can give it the rear end that dips them down a little bit, or maybe one of the other drag style rear ends. I'm not sure. What do we all think? Why did everybody leave? Whoa, I've got some warnings. Hopefully no super bloopers. There's always going to be super bloopers. I've got some warnings popping up, so I'm going to go and try and fix that. Oh, it's on me. It's because I did it number 4 instead of number 3. Hopefully, if I do this, I'm just going to go and fix that. Little typo error there from the virtual mechanic. Go back into here, reload config files. I honestly didn't know that would work. It shouldn't normally work. If you mess up the number sequence, it likes to break things. There we go. Now all of them warnings are gone. Got it all fixed. There we go. First blooper of the day. In we go. Error call staff. I'm the only staff. But there we go. It's nice to see you still here, truck fan. Looks like everybody else has run away. Right. Let's go in. So we want to go into suspension, obviously. This is where jump. Where have I gone? There we go. For some reason I fell through the floor. Never mind. There we go. We're in the car under that, staring at our beautiful Volkswagen Caddy. So I'm going to go like that so we can have a look. And I want to make the rear end, or the rear subframe, I guess, so that we're not pushing through. It's currently just got the standard rear center on there. Oh, I see that because that's all matched with that. So if I take this off, that's going to change the end. Yeah, we don't want that. We don't want that. Do we want that? We might want single pieces instead of these. Definitely don't want drum brakes. I know that. I think a lot of this is connected to let's fix the rear center first. Oh, what do I want for the gravity? Gravity pulled me through the floor. You are correct, truck fan. What do I want to do with this? Do I want to make it front wheel drive or keep it front wheel drive, or do we want to make it rear wheel drive or 4-wheel drive? Because we've got to do all of this as we go. We've got to figure everything out. Rear center. So I'm going to keep scrolling through this a minute because I think we possibly might want to go for one of the TK ones. What was that? Have we got overrides that are changing things? That looks pretty good, actually. If only it wasn't for the shocks. But we may be able to change the shocks. That one. Yeah, that's not going to do it. That's not going to do it at all. Let's go back through, see what other options we've got here. I kind of want something without that, mate. This is what's breaking some of my stuff. A double shock. So we can't use rear right DeLorean short 2. Good to know that. I'm going the wrong way back through it. Are you doing a competition entry, truck fan? That's the kind of one I want. That's not going to stick through the... Pfft, idiot. I'm such an idiot. Okay, looks like we don't have as many options as we did before. Classic GTR front end. They're both going to stick through. I suppose I could make the track wider, couldn't I? Does the double shot count as a blooper? A modding blooper, I believe. I'm still trying to figure out what we're going to go for this rear center. That's got the angled shocks, obviously, but we're going to lower it anyway, so they're still going to cut through. So I might need to just build a box across the back of the bed to stop these coming up through anyway. That's all of them. Can I put this on something where I can't see it for the moment? I didn't actually want to put that piece where I couldn't see it. I wanted to put this piece where I couldn't see it. Thank you. It's supposed to disappear once I've clicked. Thank you. And then go back down here to the rear centers and see if we can figure this one out. You haven't started your PC in weeks? Why not, Truck Fan? So that could be a choice, because we may have to build a box to cover them shocks coming through into the bed anyway. That is definitely an option, because they bend forward slightly. So I think right now, if I come off of that, they probably aren't sticking through. No, but we are going to be lowering this truck anyway. So the ride height at the moment isn't necessarily what we are after. So let's make sure all of that's invisible. Let's carry on back through and see if we can pick a different one of these. I do quite like the look of this one, just because it looks cool. Ignore the exhaust, that isn't going to stay there. This is definitely a new TK overridden one. One thing I have noticed is after I've updated TK Aftermarket to the public test version, some of these rear ends have disappeared, which might be why I've lost a I've lost my twin turbo Mustang. It doesn't work for me anymore, which is a shame, but it is what it is. Then we get, I suppose, the GTR one. We all know the GTR one, don't we? We've got to get the right arms for that one. I've done the wrong thing. A full solid one. And then we're on the rear rights. Is there any? Ah, there is. They're further down. They're further down. Ignore me. The pieces are not piecing. That's for the PC thing. You're a bit burnt out. I totally understand that. Completely understand that. Front center, front right, rear center, leaf powered drag. That's better. Why am I also? Why have I got so much stuff ticked? There we go. So this is one of the TK Aftermarket ones that do look absolutely awesome. Again, we've got the shocks on it, so we're going to have to do something with them if we keep that one. What other options have we got? What is that? Minecraft Bedrock? Never even heard of it, Truck Fan. I mean, I know what Minecraft is, but I don't know what Bedrock. Well, I know what Bedrock is as a substance, but I don't know what it is. DB5 rear end looks pretty cool, and we got no shocks poking up out. That could be an option. Rear wheel drive if we want to make it like that. It does look good as well. Let's just go into the non-invisible mode. So when we bring it down a little bit, these might actually like line up and look quite cool with these trailing arms coming out here. That could be an option. What do we think? What that is a blooper. What part of that was a blooper? Me not knowing what Minecraft was. What else have we got down here? Rear center twist beam. Some of these look absolutely awesome. TK is an absolute legend. Then we've got the rear right semi-trailing arm. Oh, I assume that goes with some other pieces. What else could we do? Don't want that. Definitely don't want a drum brake. I think, yeah, we're back to the beginning now. So that was all of them. Okay. I quite liked... Not that. I mean, that is cool, but I don't know where to put everything. Oh, it's all hidden in there. I suppose then we've got to make sure we get the correct rear drive axle. So that's if we want to make it four-wheel drive. Do we want to make our customer truck four-wheel drive? Or do we want to make it front-wheel drive? Or do we want to make it rear-wheel drive? I'm not 100% sure. What do you think we should do? Let me know. Truck Fan who is playing Minecraft Bedrock on the iPad. Oh, is it Minecraft, but for the iPad? Is that what Minecraft Bedrock is? Didn't know that. Don't play Minecraft. Nothing against it. So I'm assuming this twist beam will go with, all the way down here, this piece. I mean, it all fits. What's this actually for? Does anyone know what this twist beam at rear end is actually for, vehicle-wise? Because I do quite like that. It just looks quite smart. I want to go for something that looks different. That's my goal. I don't like to build things the same. Suppose we could go for the Aston Martin DB5 rear end. I mean, it does very much look different. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before. But again, I've never taken apart a DB5, so a real world DB5 that is. Oh, Bedrock is the platform it runs on. Does things still run on Java? I'm showing my age a bit there. So what are these pieces for? I suppose we should probably pit whatever the DB5 rear end is. Probably trailing arm. Or not trailing arm. That can't be right. Is it just the twist beam again? Not that far. So you think we should make it a four-wheel drive truck fan? Okay. I mean, I'm not opposed to it. I've just got to find the right engine to make it work. Because I have some engines in mind, but not all of them are four-wheel drive. We'll have a look. We'll see if we can make it work later. I think we just go for the I'm on the wrong piece. I'm just going to make this back to dummy again so I don't confuse myself. And then I think we just go for the... Is it that one? Or, oh, not that one. I think we just go for that one. I've used it before. I'm not doing it. I can't do it. So let's just go for something wild. Let's just go for the twist beam. I think the twist beam, it looks different. It looks unique. Something I've not used before, so we're going to use it. And then obviously we're going to use twist beam discs on either side to make that line up. Twist beam disc, on you go. And we should be able to fit big brake kit in when we're actually doing it. What in the barnacle is that suspension doing? That suspension is being different and unique, and it's doing its own thing. But obviously we are going to have to hide them shocks at some point. I suppose I could just put big tubs in it, couldn't I? That might work. Cover it up without doing a full centre cross piece. Especially if we maybe brought the wheels out a little bit. Because there is some wide body stuff that we could be playing with the body later. I have to make sure I figure all of that out. But there we go. That's what we're going to pick for the rear end, just because it's different and we like it, and we're having a look at some new things today. This is in the TK public beta test version. If you want to grab that one, obviously there's going to be some little bugs with it and things like that, but it's the beta public access version where we're all testing it to see what works. But there we go. That's what we're going to go for the rear end for the time being. Oh, I can't put any power on that rear end, can I? I've changed my mind. So it looks like this. Yeah, I think we'll go with this, because then we can do the trailing arm powered disc and the trailing arm powered disc, and that should all fit together. So there we go. Doesn't quite line up. A few bits there. As you can see, the bolts are out slightly. If I did ride height, would that fix that? I'm not sure. if I'm being truly honest. I'm not 100% sure. So, well, we were already on suspension. If I go height rear and bring that down, it's going to bring the whole lot. Okay, it's just bringing the body down. I was hoping this might bring these arms up a little bit, but it's not doing that. But it doesn't matter. We shall let TK know there's a bug. I'm just going to capture that as an image right there, so we can let him know that there's some things going on with that one. Hello from Norway. Thank you, Erland. I hope I'm saying that right. Is it Erland? If I'm saying it wrong, I do apologise. But welcome. Nice of you to be here. We're in the car editor, car mechanic simulator. We've just got all our Norway fans here, apparently. But there we go. Erland, what are you building in Car Mechanic Simulator right now, if you are? Or, you know, not right this second, maybe. But I'm assuming you enjoy the game, otherwise you probably wouldn't be here. Oh, can I fix that rear spring? I cannot. Again, something we can hide with tubs if we need to. Easily hide them with tubs. They look a bit weird, don't they? So I'm not sure about them. But we've still got stuff to figure out. I don't think we do the whole front end as of yet. I think we should come to that once we've sorted out which engine we're going to have in it. But we are set up for rear-wheel drive. Currently set up for front-wheel drive as well. So we'll adjust all of these things as we go later. So I think now we go in and we probably... In fact, let's do some bodywork stuff. I think we do have a few liveries. We do indeed. We have the Rabbit GTI, which gives it a black bed as well, which is actually pretty cool on that. Nice work. I don't think it does anything else apart from the Rabbit GTI badge. No. Across to the next one. I think this is a multiply one. So if we change the model, I'm not changing the model because that means save. $50 miles north of London, so not quite as cold as Norway. I definitely agree with that one. I'm a lot further south than that, and probably I'm a little bit warmer than you are. Truck fan, how many technical difficulties did you have to squash before the stream could be streamed? Actually, today wasn't too bad. I forgot to change a microphone setting, so I had to go and do that. I had launched Car Mechanic Simulator, but forgot to create my custom my editable config first. So then I had to exit out of Car Mechanic Simulator, make that, and go back in. Nice to see you, Barker. Nice for you to join us. We are custom building our caddy today. That's what we're doing on the live stream. How are you doing? Anyway, off of the liveries. So let's have a look at our front bumper options for this beautiful little caddy. Nice. Classic. Probably not what we're going to go for today. That's pretty cool. Do like that one. Maybe without the bumper. Oh, that's a nice one. I think this one's new. I don't think I've seen this one. Oh, this one is definitely new. Okay. Now we've got our work out ahead of us. So far, bumper number 8 is my choice for the front bumper. Obviously, we have to change a few other bits and hope that works. Let's see. Do we have any extra rear options? I haven't seen any yet. Oh, nice big diffuser. Yes, please. We'll obviously have to see what else happens with the diffuser. But I do like this front end, and by the looks of it, Truck Fan also quite likes this front end. That looks quite smart. I like that, and as I said, I think it's new. We'll have to tidy some bits up. The plates aren't lined up. We'll have to sort a few bits up as we go, but this is what we do when we're building. Details. I think that might be this back wall here, or the whole inside. Is it the whole inside? It's the whole inside. Dashboard. One of these pits that. That's what I was after. I want that. Yes, I do. There we go. Because I know for a fact we can match the doors with that. I'm looking at the wrong door. So it's 3. There we go. And 3 on that side. Absolutely fantastic for the interior on there. And we can go one better than that. So if I go into the interior, go to our drop-down seats, and try and find... There it is, Golf Mark 1. Oh, something might have happened with these textures. Not sure, but as you can see, it doesn't match in, sort of. I'm hoping I can put these in the car editor and it not break things. I'm hoping. I seem to have lost my bar at the side here. I'm going to hit save. Ah, there we go. Just checking at what it was showing up with on there. That front end looks absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. So we've done the doors. We need to now have a look at some front fenders. I'm hoping there's one that perfectly matches into this. We shall find out. So we do have a little bit of an arch on there. Where are we? This one. Little bit of a wide body kit. That was one I have used before. Is physics a tad mad? Physics is always a tad mad. Oh, that is a full wide. Oh my god, that is beautiful. Flares out the rear arches, brings a bit more out just off the door, just off the fender there. It's almost like an air scoop. I think this might be the winner, and we should be able to absolutely slam this. Do we have any more? Oh, we do. Oh my god, it's even better. It's got the full flap tray bit. Okay, I'm sold on that. So I'm going to move that one up to 8 as well. I mean, it's not looking great at the moment. We've still got lots of stuff to figure out as we go. We will be going on to it. So now we're going to get this front end right, because I'm assuming Multiply, being the absolute genius that he is, he's made a front end fit this. Okay, so the front end looks like it's sitting underneath that. So we probably need to make that empty. I would have said so. Not 100%. Multiply, if you're there, let me know. I don't think he is here. I need to change that front grille before we do the headlights. And I can't remember which piece it is. Looks like it could be other A. Other B, we'll come back to that. Other C. Oh. Extra rear arches. There we go. D's what I wanted. So what one matches this? Probably a hood as well. So it looks like 11 matches this, and 10, and 9. And the rest of them do not. Okay, so we stand to the front here. So 11, 10, or 9. Oh, I don't know. What do we think? 11, 10, or 9? One of our catos has decided to visit my zone. So you currently have a cat sat on your lap being annoying, maybe typing on the keyboard. Apparently I've turned into Dr. Zeus as well. A cat sat on the lap in a cap. I'm out. That was enough. But anyway, what front end, as I'm calling the front end, do we think we should use? 9 with like the checkerboard. 11 from K. Good choice. Coming in clutch there. Thank you. Then we've got obviously the squared bit. And then the open. I do quite like the open. So we will leave it on there for a moment. Thank you for your input, Kay. Words. It's because I tried to be Dr. Zeus, and it's hard to mimic that man. Very hard to mimic. There we go. So we'll go to 11 for the time being, and then I think we need to drop back to the headlights as we go up here to see which headlights are going to fit in this. I think probably backwards is the way to go. Oh, there we go. That's a cool looking headlight. I think that's probably going to be the only one that fits it. But even so, sold to the man streaming on his PC. There we go. Hood, we're definitely going to need a hood that fits. And it's probably going to just be hood 3. But I can live with that. That's looking mean. Absolutely mean. Truck fan coming in with 11 as well. So I think we're pretty much sold on that 11 front end. Oh, that is chef's kiss. Absolutely beautiful front end. Obviously, we do still have some work. Mirrors. What mirror options do we have for this bad boy? Chrome, black, or body coloured. Or we could make these empty and put some bonus part mirrors further down the hood. Bit more work. What do you think? I think we'll leave it on probably body coloured for the moment. Maybe come back to it. Okay, what engine are you going to use? I haven't decided the engine yet. We started with putting a structural rear end on, a new rear end, something different that I've never used before. This is from TK Aftermarket. It's looking pretty cool on the public test version. So that's where we started. It doesn't quite line up. There are a few issues with this public test version, but for our build, it's going to work. It'll be fine on there. We did that. Then we've literally just come away and started working on the bodywork. We've got this beautiful checker pattern interior with the matching Golf seats, which something has happened with the textures, and I'm not sure. But we are going to come to the engine once we've finished with everything else, because for the time being I want to get the body looking awesome. And there are some cool new engines with the TK Aftermarket that I haven't been using before, so we're going to take a look at them. I've got something I'd love to stuff in it, but it probably won't work, but we'll see when we get there. So mirrors we'll come back to. We might put bonus part mirrors on a little bit later on. Other A is, oh, we've already done other A. We need that to be empty, don't we? So that doesn't block this. Is that right? I mean, it's not really blocking it anyway, but I think if we start putting stuff in there. Oh, it's the engine cover. Oh, and engine bay accessories. So we should, wrong one. We should definitely come back to this a little later. Let's just have a look at them, because we've probably got some cool stuff in it here. Wrong one again. Come back to that one. Oh, I see. We have engine... Hopefully nothing goes bang. We have engine covers that can make this engine look considerably better. And then obviously we've just got a tray piece in slot number 1. Lots going on slot number 2. I'm not sure. I think for the time being we'll leave that as empty as well. Close all of this back up. Other B? Right, B. So for B, we've got an antenna, some rails on the back there, a full truck cab, which I'm going to leave mine as a pickup. I may build one of these later, because this does actually look pretty cool as a little truck. But I want to keep my caddy a pickup for the moment. And then we've got the full bed cover, which is also pretty cool. And we could leave it empty. I think we might go for the bed cover for the moment, but we'll come back to it later on. C. Now, C was this front end, wasn't it? No, what is C doing? I need to remember things. Ah, I know. C's the little LX badges down here. It's like our rear trim. See, look, so there's an extra wide body piece, and you don't have to use the front piece if you use C. That's covering up too much. I don't know what one to use there. Do we just put it as empty? Then we've got like this bit of wheel arch sticking out. I'm not sure what to do with that. So empty and C are the same. I'm assuming empty pits the LX badge. Bed cover. Good choice. Because of pokey through bits, I suggest the bed cover. We've only got these 2 little shocks at the moment. Obviously, I'm still going to lower it, so there'll be more. But I could easily cover these with tubs or build something that covers across there if we need to. So I'm not too worried about hiding them bits as of yet. So we can definitely do something with them later. Oh, apparently I've decided to open Discord rather than going back to the game. There we go. So that was... now I've lost myself. D11 is this, yeah. We know what piece that is. So now round to the back now and have a look at some tail lights. Oh, it's got to be the cool looking LED things, isn't it? Sold on them right away. I wish we had a bit more for this rear end. We'll see. Maybe we've got some other options. Oh, so then we've got the classic Volkswagen tailgate, looking awesome. The shaved tailgate with a black handle. That's pretty cool. Then we've got the smoothed tailgate, black handle, and a little lipped spoiler. But if we're going to have a bed cover, I might do a bigger spoiler on there potentially. Or we've got the absolute classic. I can't afford to buy a new tailgate for my Volkswagen Caddy, so I'm just going to go online and buy some mesh. And I believe if you use the test livery on there, it says Multy's in there. There we go. That's what that one was for. Let's just see if it does do anything on any of the other tailgates while we're here. Trunk. No, it's only for that mesh one, but that's all right. Good to know. He says, actually. Yes, it is only for that mesh one, but there we go. I'm not sure which tailgate. Are you off, truck fan? Not the typical stream you were hoping for today, being in the car editor and stuff. Don't worry, once we figure out the body, it'll get to some more detailed work, shall we say. I don't know which trunk to use. I think... Can I change that colour when I do a livery later? If not, I can just put Volkswagen on it myself. So there we go. But it's no problem, truck fan. I'll catch you later on. I don't know how long I'm going to be here. Shaved and ducktail. No problem, truck fan. You have a good afternoon, mate, or evening. Where are you? Probably a bit more close to the evening for you, isn't it, being over in Norway? But have a good afternoon. Might see you again later. I'll be streaming, I don't know, probably till about 9 o'clock this evening, maybe, with a few little breaks in between. So I'll be here for a little while. We'll go from there. Kay thinks we should do the shaved and the ducktail. That Minecraft world has like 50 builds to do. Not quite as exciting as Car Mechanic Simulator. Sorry, truck fan. I'm just not a Minecraft fan. So Kay thinks we should do it with the little ducktail lip. I mean, everything else is crazy wide body. Jay, the car guy, hello. Nice to meet you from the UK as well. I'm down in the south. Don't give me exact locations, but whereabouts are you from? I wish we had more to this diffuser. I mean, the diffuser itself is still cool. I'm probably definitely going to use it. I just wish there was a little bit more to it. If I go back to the rear bumpers, I think that was the only one with the diffuser, wasn't it? Yeah, so I can't like put that one on with the diffuser, which might look a little bit better if we could do that, potentially, but we can't. So we'll gloss over that. Let's carry on back down. That's about, we're almost done with the bodywork. Have we got some back window options? Oh, we do. We have a full roll cage, which should probably fit for a massive wide body truck. Oh, full roll cage going into the bed. Northwest Liverpool. Nice to see you. What's the weather like currently in Northwest Liverpool? It's not too bad down south at the moment. We're doing all right. A little bit nippy, but we'll get over it. Window back 4 did absolutely nothing. Okay. I think we just go for the half roll cage in the body. I think is probably the option we go for there with our beautiful Golf seats. I'll tell you what I didn't do in the interior earlier was test fit. So I do believe this can't actually be placed. Can I not even see it anymore? That's because I'm on bench, because I'm an idiot. I'm on a steering wheel. BM. I just like to make sure they're going to fit. So yeah, we do need to do a bit of angling on this steering wheel to make this fit. So it's not Z. Not that way anyway. So bringing that down a bit. That is going straight down, isn't it? I think so. Might need to make it a little bit smaller. Oh no, this is going side to side. I don't want that. It's got to be this one then. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Get this a bit more level. Bring it in. Down. And we'll go just a tad bit smaller. Is that bolt visible on the other side? Yes, yes it is. I don't want to make it too small, but I don't want the bolts popping out. Okay, apparently we have to go really small. Well, it looks like I can't do anything about that one singular bolt on that side, but the rest of that steering wheel looks good. I can't keep that on there because it doesn't always work. When you load back into the game, basically, it doesn't always work from there. So I'm just going to go put any old steering wheel back on because I won't use it in the final build. But not that one, because I do want something that other people will be able to see and use. I suppose we could go for the chain. Probably not very fitting for this build. That one. That one fits and will be all right for our beautiful little caddy. So I'm going to hit save on that so we don't lose all of them details. Back to our tuning. You do have to go and do all of these tuning parts separately in the files to make sure they load with these settings on. Barker says, I'm about to load in my second car. I don't know if you've seen the sled pulling. Oh, the Dodge Ram with the whopping great Ram bar on the front. You're going to be completely done tomorrow. Fair play, Barker. Absolutely fair play. I have seen it. It looks quite awesome. A little bit too big for me. I prefer smaller trucks. Square bodies and things like that. Do we have any window options? We do, but what does it... Oh, it changes the door handle. Body coloured door handles. Yes, please. Thank you very much. We don't have to have any chrome on this build if we don't want to. I think, just double check, any options for the front window. We do have a bar, so we will put the bar in. Let's take a sit inside. Yeah, that's not too shabby. We do seem to be sat a bit for our back. I think we can fix that, though, in the interior. Left seat position. Z. We just want to bring it. I didn't actually want to bring the seat forward. But that does move where we're sat, doesn't it? Yeah. So I do have to bring the whole seat forward. Let's just double check that all fits in there. It does, it does, it does. Our golf seats aren't quite touching the floor, but we're on rails. We're all right. We can live with that. I am going to move that seat just a bit further back. I wasn't going to, but I didn't like the seat position. All we can change separately, isn't it, is the height. Bench, bench, bench. Right, okay. So we'll live with them seats as they are. Well, American and a country boy, so I need a sled pulling truck, and small trucks ain't too good for pulling. No, you're right. These are not good for pulling anything. I mean, they will pull some stuff, but yeah, predominantly these are small. Just use the bed for pulling stuff and moving stuff around. So yeah, not quite what you're after on there. There we go. I think we've done all of the tuning. I'm going to have to make sure I go and edit all of this in the files a bit later on. But now we need to fix these wheels up because it looks absolutely wild at the moment. So we definitely want bigger wheels than 13s. We'll go with 18s. I'm going to bring the profile down to a 40. I don't know what tyres to put on. I think we just go with some race tyres. Which ones do I like? The Toyos. There we go. So now already I can see we could go bigger on this rim quite a bit. So we go 20s. If we just make the backs the same, race tyre C, 20 and a 40 on there. Oh, too much. There we go. So now we know we can bring them out. That rear, they're so slim. Three, 3, 5. I think we need to bring the profile down to about 30. Should tell me unrealistic tyre size. That's fine. I don't think we want to quite be that big. Maybe not 335. Let's go for a 295. I think that will do. So we're going to bring this down to 18 as well. Oh, God, if I could get it. And we'll go for the same width for the moment. And we'll see if we can get this looking a bit better. Oh, yeah, we need to bring that profile down to 30. Otherwise, it's going to look crazy. And then we want to bring ride height down. Not in there. I want to do that in suspension. So, height at the front. Down you come. Down you come. Down you come. Get that into there. And then obviously we want to do the height at the rear as well. And okay that you said we should do the shave with the ducktail, but now I've slammed it, it needs a bigger spoiler. It definitely needs a bigger spoiler on this thing. 100%. So, I do think I need to open up this. That was loud. That was very loud. Hope that wasn't that too loud for you. Front springs are way too high. But they're in a quite good position. In fact, I might as well bring them all the way down, because we can fully hide them inside that. He says, will you go down a bit further? Thank you very much. Because then if we use the track to bring it out a bit more, which we're going to need to do anyway. Oh, I've just noticed that's a tyre right there. That brings the track out enough that it is hiding the shock on that side and on that side. And the wheel is about as far out as we want it. We probably do want to make the suspension a little bit stiffer. Let's close that back up again. But that's not looking too bad at the front so far. Not fully sold on the wheel positioning and placement, but it's looking all right. Definitely need to do something with these rears. Do I need to bring the track out? In fact, if I go in here, I need to do both. I need to see both. So let's go outside. Rear track, let's bring you out a bit wider instead of using ET. Because also, we may be able to hide that shock without actually hiding that shock. No, we can't. I'm still going to have to do some tubs in it or something, but there we go. What do we think? It's looking pretty crazy. This is dream caddy territory right here. I'm not going to lie. Not going to lie to you at all. This is dream caddy. The only thing is I would like this sort of crazy front end with the classic circle headlights or the more squared ones. These are like a bit of JDM, aren't they, I suppose? It still looks absolutely incredible. Loving this truck. I've still got to do a livery for it and everything. While we're here, though, I've forgotten where to do plates. Exterior. There we go. This rear plate definitely needs to come up a little bit. And it's probably going to need to go smaller. Oh, we've still got a bit of room. We could go up a bit more into there. Obviously, I want to make sure my plates fit. So we're going to go a bit smaller than that. Let's go to 850. See how that turns out. Down a touch on there. And we're about as close to that wall as we could get. We can maybe go back one more. 4.5. Are we clipping through anywhere? We are, so we can't do 4.5. 4.6, 4.7. There we go. And maybe bring it down a touch more. And also center it. Don't know why that wasn't centered in the first place, but there we go. That's the rear plate sorted. Let's get this front plate done as well while we are here. In fact, do we even want a front plate, or are we just going to do a front plate delete? I think I'm going to go for a front plate delete. Oh, I forgot. We can do this EU license plate thing. I have no idea what it is or how it works. Why did the name suddenly disappear from it? Okay. I wonder what my private plate would look like stretched out on that. I don't even know if it'll work. I'm going to leave it. in the normal plate because I'm not 100% sold on what that should be doing. But there we go. Let's have a look around. What have we got? Okay, I think it's probably about time we started working on the engine. And we'll come back to some body styling and crazy stuff later. I'll tell you what I am going to do for the time being, though, is I'm just going to set this hood to empty so we can see what we're doing inside the engine bay. There is our engine bay. That is the engine that's currently in it, which is the i4 single overhead cam ABT engine. What do you think we should put in this beautiful Volkswagen Caddy? I'm not sure myself. I had a few things I kind of wanted to put in there. Like, I like the look of this engine. Side mounted. I'd like it to have individual throttle bodies, ITBs as I believe they are called, would have been my go-to choice. But I don't know if we've got an engine in the i4 side mounted. Obviously we need it 4x4 as well now, don't we? So let's see what we've got. Obviously I could use one of these V8 Coyotes. I could use Multy's BU2 engine, but I don't think this is available to everyone. And also it's straight mounted, so I'm probably not sure about that one. i3 turbo. It is transversely mounted, but it doesn't have individual throttle bodies. Just obviously with the turbo you can't, because we'd have to connect all of this up. So there'd be some extra pipe work going on there if we needed it. Obviously a bit of repositioning of the engine as well. Front wheel drive. So we'd need to do something to make that one a 4-wheel drive. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to just carry on going through. Bit of Willie's engine in it. Don't think that one's going to fit. I mean, it'll fit, but probably not style build. We go for a 2JZ, but again, I want it sideways mounted to fit this build, so it's not going to be that one. Multiply, if you are watching, there is still some bugs with whatever version of this engine you have given me. It doesn't quite line up and stuff, so I can't use that one at the moment. We do have this new from Multy that I could use, which is pretty cool. But again, transverse straight mounted, whichever one you want to call it. It's got the single throttle body or individual throttle bodies, which I like. And there is a turbo version if we wanted to swap to that one. But again, it's front to back mounted. And I just don't think this is quite big enough to fit a front to back mounted. I mean, it would fit, but then what are we going to do with the rest of it? I suppose I could tidy up the engine bay with some panels, make that look a bit cleaner, smooth out that. Central engine in there, probably looking pretty cool. Might be quite cool. What do you think? But again, I don't think this engine's public, so my channel members, which is one of the reasons I do my custom builds, might not get this. So that might not be an option. We could go for the supercharged LS3. I'm not feeling that for this one here. I go for the carbureted LS3. Still going to be a bit too much, I think. And then the next one's the Miami, I think. Yeah. Not going to go for the Miami in there. But we do have some other new engines introduced with TK Aftermarket. I say new. New to me. They might not be new all the way around. Let's just keep going down. TK engines. Here we go. So we've got a turbo diesel. Trans-mounted and 4-wheel drive. So that could be an option. If I just... Not that one. That's not the one I wanted to 90. That one. Obviously, we're going to have to shift it around and stuff like that, find the perfect position. But that's the kind of thing I'm after. I just don't particularly want a diesel, if I'm being truly honest. Next up is the same, but just front-wheel drive. Yeah, just front-wheel drive on that one. Then we've got the 18K 4K. That is a sideways mounted, but it looks like it is just front wheel drive, so we could make that into rear wheel drive. It's got the turbo, it's got almost individual throttle bodies. It's not, obviously, I'm joking. Move some stuff around. It's the Elise engine. I did originally slap an Elise engine when I was sort of testing all of this for Multi. Didn't see half of the stuff that we've got on the truck right now, but there we go. So that could be an option. I think that might be quite smart, but we'll carry on going. What else we got? Ford EcoBoost engine. Not in a Volkswagen. Thank you very much. What is this one? straight up rear wheel drive, straight mounted or inline mounted, whatever you want to call it. I don't know the terminology, all right? I'm not smart enough. Then we're into some pretty damn cool looking stuff. I would absolutely love to stuff one of these engines in here, just because we can, to be truly honest. What connection is this? It is straight up mounted, but we could get the front wheels all connected. I mean, that's probably not going to line up anywhere near what we want it to, but, you know, does it have an end connection as well? No, but we could still make it work. What is this? Oh, that's just inside the body. Oh, that's the handbrake. I could not figure out what that was. It looked like part of a frame or a drive shaft or something. What an idiot. Bit of a handbrake there, blocking my view. So we could somehow squeeze this whopping great BMW McLaren engine in there. There are a couple of versions of this. So we've got BMW Motorsport. I'm assuming this one's just rear-wheel drive, although we could still make it work. Where is our drive axle? So we've got a bit of room. We could squeeze that through there and sort of make it pretend to be four-wheel drive, which I think might be a cool idea. What is that? I'm going to just quickly get rid of that so we can see. It's taking a little while to load. Then we've got this one here again. Our steering rack currently clips through. We can't really bring the engine up much higher, but we could change this front suspension maybe to a lower one and maybe make this work as a front wheel drive. And obviously it's meant to be a rear mounted engine, but we're not doing that. I have to do a lot of work with the exhaust to get all of this lined up, but that could be a fun option. I am leaning towards this very much so. And this one's got orange head covers as well, and I do like orange. I wonder what we could do paint wise with them. Oh, that might look pretty cool. What is this rear connection? Oh, this. Okay, I thought that part of the steering rack was a drive axle. Just being an idiot. Ignore me. Okay, do we want to go with this stupid, absolutely wild BMW Le Mans engine? I kind of do a little bit. These are cool engines. These are new, obviously, in TK Aftermarket, or at least new to me. I quite like them. I think this might be where we end up. We could have a big block tri-power. Oh, it's got a little triangle carburetor, triple carbs, tri-power. That makes perfect sense. And a triangle air filter on the top. Bit of a jolt up there to the alternator, but there we go. It's just rear-wheel drive, so that might be difficult to get to work. A little slow loading time, but it is what it is. The Ford Ho. I don't even know what this engine is. Ho no. Looks good though. Probably for a Ford. I don't see it going in our Volkswagen Caddy. What else have we got? Oh, the Ford HO Pro Charged. Oh, exactly the same, but with a turbocharger or a Pro Charger, I guess you have to call that, on the front there. Okay. That changes things a little bit, doesn't it? Looks good, though. Probably not for our Caddy. What other options have we got? These are just normal ones with four-wheel drive. Excuse me. Is it too crazy to slap one of them BMW McLaren engines in, like the Le Mans beautiful engine with its orange head covers, which I like, but I guess I could just change any of the head covers to orange, couldn't I? I think this one does look the best though. And by the looks of it, gives us the most power. I don't want to use that one because that would be weird. I can use this one, 393 horsepower. Don't want to use that one. Oh, car is missing the oil fill plug, so I have to put a service set in here then, I believe. That could be interesting, because it might not actually work with any of these engines. Have we got some gearbox issues? No, that seems to be in there all right, just about. Hiding behind there. I mean, we could probably get a drive shaft to go through there. Ish. Maybe. Obviously, that exhaust's going to be rerouted anyway, so that doesn't count. Height-wise, I mean, we could clean this engine bay up, make it look absolutely incredible. But the question is can I actually make this work? This game's not. It's really not liking me at the moment. I'd like a new part, please. Thank you. So there used to be a service set in here. Probably look for S's would be a good start, wouldn't it? Service set. Oh, service set McLaren. I don't know where it went. Down here somewhere. Is it invisible? I think it might be invisible. I think we might have an invisible service set. Either that or it's just not loading properly, because it is really stuttering with that service set there. So let's see if I go service set 2. Let's just reset the size. There we go. That's a way I could get an oil filter plug in. And now with that, just added that into the config, I don't have the warning anymore. What's service set 1, if there was one? Does this have its own oil filter anywhere? Yes, down there. So I don't need the oil filter. So I could just slap this in somewhere, and that would be how we get oil to the engine with this absolutely wild McLaren BMW engine. What do we think? Do we like the McLaren BMW engine? Do we want that to go in there? Do we want it in there? I'm not sure. I'm not sold. It's going to be absolutely crazy, and we're still going to have to make it fit and tidy up the engine bay. Power! Yes, I mean, I'm 100% with you on that. Absolutely with you. It's just making it look good for the final product is where I'm going to struggle with that, and finding a place to stick this service set. And it's really not liking me at the moment. I'm down to 36 FPS in the car editor. So what have we got on this service set? We've got a little nodule out there. I am going to tidy these up a little bit, the engine bay. So we could do something with that. We don't need the air filter. That's going to go 100%. Let's spin this around backwards. Bring it down. Oh, didn't want to go that way. I wanted to go back towards the body. Thank you very much. That's got a huge lip on it, hasn't it? That could still work. Because we've got that indent there, haven't we? So we could use that to our advantage. Doesn't quite reach where I want it to reach, which is a shame. What if we... That jumps around a little bit. So I want 270, not 90. Now where's it gone? Back there. Likes to move around, that piece, doesn't he? There we go. Move you back over there. Get you back this way a bit. Can you make your own version of a Tesla Cybertruck? I mean, there's a Tesla Cybertruck in the game, but I have already done a Tesla Cybertruck, and right now we are on Caddy Build Mayhem because I love a Caddy and I want to stuff a big McLaren BMW powered engine in there. I have done a Cybertruck video before. It is on the channel. It should be quite easy to find. But it's something I could do again, but I'm not doing it for my truck entry, mostly because I'm not a big fan of that wedge. Nah, the Cybertruck's cool, but it's not my cup of tea at all. I wish I could make this fit a bit better. And I do kind of want it the original way round. Not that far round. There we go. So I want that arm to hook back. But, oh, didn't mean to do that. So put you back on 0. So what I'd like is it to be like that. What if I brought it up? Well, I can't bring it up because obviously then when we put the hood back on, everything's gonna clip with the hood, isn't it? We don't want to do that. So we do need to bring it down. Down in an earlier round. Copyright infringement for singing. Pretty sure that's not the lyrics, but too much. We're going to come back to that service set because I'm definitely going to hide it 100%. Where is the fuel tank currently? Sat in the bed. In front of the drive axle, which is good. It means if you get rear-ended, like the Pintos used to do classically, the fuel tank doesn't just crash into this. But we may have to move it because of our drive shaft. Can I fit it behind this wall? That is a very thin wall. No, I cannot. But then I suppose we could just chuck it up inside the bed, couldn't we? It definitely needs to go up a little bit anyway so we can get a drive shaft in there. But now is that popping up through the bed? Yes, yes it is. For our big, beefy powered truck that isn't so big and beefy, we've got to hide some of this stuff anyway. So maybe we revert to the dual fuel tanks and go one on either side. In the bed, because we're going to cover a lot of this bed up anyway. How much power is this caddy going to make? I'm not sure at the moment. Currently, it sits at 393 factory horsepower from stock, but we could obviously change all of that. It's going to involve some jumping backwards and forwards in game to test and stuff. But yeah, not fully sure on the power as it stands at the moment, but we'll find out as we go. I'm going to rotate this one because I want this one on that side. Should have got rid of that bed cover. Because we got the wide body, it's sort of flaring it out a bit. I think we make that a bit smaller so I can just squeeze that in, this gap here. My controls are going wild. Bring you like right up to there. Still going to clip a little bit with that tubbing. That's not the one I want. That's also not the one I want. So I don't want it fully at 180. I want to go the other way. 8.5. 8.4. Maybe 8.4. So I whack that all the way over there. It's going to be a little bit in that tub. No, it's definitely not 8.1. Me trying to do precision things. And we do want to bring it down a bit more. It's not squeezing through the bottom or anything. Clipping with the wheel arch. Now it's going into the body, so we want to make it a bit smaller. So we go 6.5, and that should be about perfect. As you can see, it's not quite. Down we come, down we come, down we come. There we go. And now we should be able to just mirror the other one on the other side. So if I add a new one, which it definitely doesn't like doing. EF fuel tank 2B. So I want that, but without the minus. Then we're going to copy the height exactly. And the distance front and back exactly. I want it the other way round. So we want 180 on there. Oh, no, we don't. We want that 0, but mirrored. Oh, then we want 180. There we go. That's what I'm going for. Wants to be the same size, which is 0.65. And we also need to give it 178 and 0.5. Do I have to do minus 0.5? Yep, still minus. Get that bit wrong all the time. And that should be a pretty much perfect match side to side. Stupid bed cover. It's about as close as we're going to get it. There we go. Now we've got dual fuel tanks instead of the one main fuel tank. Can you do a Nissan GTR swapped Katagiri Katsumoto? I mean, potentially at some point. It just takes, it could take a little while to set up because obviously I've got to go in the car editor and realign everything up. But I'll make a note of it. Katagiri Katsumoto with a GTR swap. I marked it down. It's something we could possibly do in the future. God, this caddy's looking cool. Very cool. Okay. What next? I think we should go back to fitting this engine. Now we've got a service set in and we're not getting our warnings. I know we were sort of going through this. What else don't we need in here though? Coolant reservoir. We do have a radiator, so we're probably going to need that at some point. Fuse box we'll need. Wishy-washy we'll need. ECU. Where's the ECU hiding? Oh. It's hiding in there, so that's all right. We can live with that. You might as well go, because we're not going to be using you. The air intake. I'm not using you. Cooling is the radiator, which will probably end up swapping to the Summit radiator. Where have you gone? Thank you. Brake pump. I don't think I have a different one as an actual part. I think I only have a different one as a bonus part. So we'll leave the brake servo in there for the moment, or brake pump. And our battery is just here. So that's all stuff that can be hidden a little bit later on when we come to that. Obviously, we need to keep that service set. But we want to get the engine into a... Where's the bonnet? I'm just hiding the bonnet at the moment so that we can see what we're doing inside the engine bay. It's just on empty so that I don't have to keep opening it and closing it to see what we're doing. It's the only reason the hood, the bonnet isn't on, sorry. So we can do that. But there we go. Now we want to try and tidy up this engine positioning. Definitely wants to go back a bit, I know that. I do think we're not going to be able to have that option. So that Summit radiator is going to need to go forward and down, sort of into this gap a bit more. Is there even room? That's very far forward, isn't it? There you go. First pit that we've got to move. Where did I leave the Summit radiator? There he is. Let's move you forward and down. I suppose we don't necessarily need the coolant reservoir because we can pretend this has got its own liquid in using a bit of our imagination. That isn't clipping. It's just very, very close. Oh, it is clipping there, so we can't do that. So the bare minimum, that summit radiator needs to go there so it doesn't clip. And the wording doesn't even line up. Shame. What if we brought it down further then? How does that look? Not great. So I'm going to bring that back so it doesn't clip there. I'm alright with it clipping with that a little bit. I'd rather it didn't, but because of the absolute mammoth of an engine we're slapping in this, it's our own fault. I can't see all of the clipping from this front end because some of it isn't textured on the other side, which does make it a little difficult, but there we go. So the engine definitely can't go there. It does need to go back a tiny bit more. Leaving no room for operations. And our fuel filter clips through the wall, so we are going to have to scale it down a tiny, tiny tad. Down we go. Truck fan's back in the game. Nice to see you back, truck fan. Get bored with Minecraft already, did we? I'm joking. I just don't like Minecraft. I'm taking the piss. Okay, so now we fit there. We've still got some other stuff to do, but these drive axles aren't going to fit. So that is our next project. I mean, the engine, it fits to a degree. I'd rather it was higher, but I don't want to bring the gearbox inside. I suppose we could block off this front section. Maybe. Obviously, it can't be too high because we've, got a bonnet to go on and everything. A bit higher than that, though. Make sure we're not re-clipping with anything. No. We look all good down there. Obviously, we're clipping with all of the suspension at the front at the moment. But we'll fix that. That looks all right. That's going to need a bit of tidying up. But we can definitely get that all tidied up as we go. I'm going to hit save so that we don't lose everything. What to do next? I think suspension's probably next. I don't want to see the body right now, but we need to sort out all of this. So, for the time being, I'm going to put these on to dummy. Or I'm not. There we go. We're going to put those onto dummy. Thank you. And then we're going to see what was the TK aftermarket options for the front center. I know we had some. Powered Quattro. Okay. I mean, that's kind of what we're after. Oh, it's there. I was looking for that piece. Not what we want. What was the other one? Still powered, but I can't get these arms to go into that gearbox. How high up that is. Is that where it thinks the center of the wheel is right now? Okay, so we're not going to use them. The rest of it's rear. Let's see what our options are. Making this work then. Why does everything seem to be off center? Oh, it's because I'm on rear right. Because I'm an idiot. Rear right. I want front center. Right, let's start from the top. Front center. We definitely want something powered. He says. Leaf powered? No. Just straight through the middle block of the engine there. We'll sort that out. Front center powered 1. What are you giving us? Where are your connections? Your connections are up there. So no to you. What's next? No to you, although you're closer. You're even closer still. And you're straight through the engine block. Let's keep going. Maybe we'll get a different option through here. No. 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 Where does that connect? That connects low. I mean, theoretically, we could make that work, but not with that gearbox. Not with that gearbox. One more on there to check. Definitely not that either. DBX, what are your fittings looking like? A little bit off center, but not going to work with that gearbox. I mean, when I come to do the build, which will probably be a video next week, I could 3-star it all. If that's what you want to see, I could do that. Hopefully I've got enough credits to figure that out. Blue tokens. Oh, right, that's not a powered one, so that's not going to work. Diff powered. Let's have a look at this. Goes under. I don't think any of these are actually going to work. Which is a shame. A real shame. I'm just going to have to go with whatever I can get closest, which is none of that. I think that was one of the early powered ones up here. In we go. Not that one. Whichever one was closest to fitting is the one we're going to use. I think it was 3, wasn't it? Yeah. But now we've got a sway bar and a steering rack issue. I wish you could fully mix and match all of these. So it was just like I could have this front center with this arm here or over here sort of thing. So you could just mix and match everything rather than the pre-fitted. I get it. But yeah, this engine isn't going to work with this setup. What if I just went for a front center empty? Let's try front center empty 2, see if it's going to move that steering rack somewhere else, and sway bar. Clipping through the exhaust. It has moved it somewhere else, but I don't know if that's actually any better for us. All fun and games. If I put that on powered, what does it do? It's on center. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do the right. I don't particularly want air suspension, but we'll go with it. We'll rock with it. Can I just make this look like it's going to line up? I clicked the wrong button there, but we'll go for it for the moment. Doesn't look like it. Let's have a little look-see. So if I can just get one of these close, I'll be happy. Which I don't think I'm going to be able to do. Oh, that's going to be disappointing. We can do it. Come on. One of these is going to be close enough. Or not. Or not. I think this one's probably going to be the closest, but this is the one. I just don't think this engine is not going to fit. What if we put it in the bed? What do we think? I personally think streaming in the car editor was a terrible idea and you should never have done it. But what if we just swap the engine to the rear-wheel drive version, bin off front-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, and go from there? I think that could be our only option. For for making it look good. It's obviously still got sort of this front section stuff out. I'm hoping I'll be able to do. But we could just rear wheel drive this. Going to need to bring that down a bit more engine wise. I suppose we could always angle it down a bit rather than bringing it down. Not that way. Or that way, but if we did minus on that and then maybe made it 5, 2. It needs to be more than 2, 3. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to do. I kind of really want to slap this engine in it, but I want it to fit. And I don't think that's going to work no matter whatever I try. I suppose I could tidy all of this section up. Put our own gearbox in there with bonus parts. Or gear shifter with bonus parts. Manual handbrake. Go for there. We've got the roll cage. Alright. Okay. I've twisted my own rubber arm. So you're going to go up a tad for the time being. And we want to make a front suspension work with that. Just not quite. Not quite. It's really not liking me, this game, at the moment. Right, so that all sort of clips a little bit. If I can get it where it all sort of clips only just, I'll be happy. Like that. Just say that's sort of bolted to it. And the steering rack does sort of go through the gearbox a little bit. But that's enough that we can get away with that, I reckon, there. Which means I do need to change all of this front right stuff. So we go back to the top. Not centre, not centre, not centre. Front right 2. And I want to make the car invisible so I can see what I'm doing. Oh, wow. Did I just pick the actual right one that all just lines up perfectly? That never happens. I'll very compressed shock so that it doesn't show through. But it is what it is. Maybe that shock is compressed a little bit too much. It's invisible. We can't see it anyway. That's fine. So I want to put you back on front right. Just the first one, because that actually, weirdly, lines up with everything perfectly. Have I watched any of the Ghostbusters films? Only all of them. The originals, as well as the new ones with Paul Rudd. Obviously, and some of the original cast. I do love a bit of Ghostbusters. You have a favourite one, truck fan? I think we should probably start going to bonus parts now. I think that's about the suspension done as well as I'm going to get it in this one. We've got fuel tanks. We do need to sort a few other bits out. But we'll come to them later. Oh, I do need a drive shaft. Got to remember the drive shaft. Make that available. Let's get this lined up at the back first, he says. Oh, look at that. It's lovely. I can't even remember what song I was singing. I'm not going to lie to you, truck fan. I will burst into song regularly. And I tried not to sing because 1, I can't, and 2, nobody wants to hear it. It's length. I want to make sure I get the length right without splitting it. Which we have got on there. That's good. Tuck you up in there. And we'll finish getting this lined up. So we're going to go up a tad with the... Oh, I didn't want to do the top Y, did I? It was the bottom Y. What an idiot. I just realised I haven't eaten any dinner yet. That's close enough lined up for me. Now we'll try this again. Not well lined up at all. Good job. And there we go. That's that in. We've got some stuff in. We're making progress. We are making progress. I'm quite happy with that. I've got the theme song stuck in my head. So you got the wait, which theme? The original or the absolutely fantastic Not Plugging Here Fall Out Boy cover? Because I do quite enjoy that Fall Out Boy cover. In fact, it is on one of my just general music playlists because I like it that much. So there we go. Right, so far I think that is engine in, ready to go. We've got the interior in. I'm a bit worried about them seats. I might have to swap them out and then change them in game just because I'm not 100% convinced they'll work. But drive shaft's in. Suspension's all done. The wheels are done. Maybe we could go a bit smaller on the wheels and slam this down a bit more. He says after he's just spent ages lining everything up. So I went 17s. Oh, too far. And 17s. Still looks all right. And we could potentially bring it down a little more. I just feel like this front was a bit too high off the floor. And now the wheels don't look like they fill up the arches well enough. No, I just realised I don't want to do this at all. I want to leave that all exactly as it was because it looked good. And we shouldn't, if it ain't broke, don't try and fix it. Even if it is a bit too raised up. But then if we were drifting in it, it'd be cool. The 1984 OG Ghostbusters. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, it's still a good tune. Who are you going to call? Not me. I ain't afraid of no ghosts. Don't think I've ever met one. So I guess I can't really say. Right. I think that's bodywork done for the time being. So we're going to go on to bonus parts next. It's got a taxi stand, taxi rank on the roof there at the moment. Not what we're going to go for. I'm going to go in and I'm going to tidy this engine bay, and I'm going to show you guys how I normally do that. Ghostbusters. Copyright. Hopefully not. I am going to pause here. I'm going to go take a quick break. I'm going to make myself a new cup of tea. Maybe put a pizza in the oven, something like that. I hopefully won't be too long. Maybe 10-15 minutes. It shouldn't be too bad. And when we come back, we're going to crack on. We're going to get this beautiful engine bay smoothed out and try and hide a lot of this stuff so it's in there and usable but not looking so visible. So I'm going to leave it there for a moment. I won't be too long. As I said, I'll be back in just a little while.
No matter what dream you're building, we're here for it. Cloudflare is the only platform you need to support your new venture at every stage.
That's right. With Cloudflare, I can register my new domain, build, deploy, and
No matter what dream you're building, we're here for it. Cloudflare is the only... No matter what dream you're building, we're here for it. Cloudflare is the only platform you need to support your new venture at every stage.
That's right. With Cloudflare, I can register my new domain, build, deploy, and
Break free with the new Opera GX, the browser that puts you in control with a brand new design that frees up even more pixels for personalization.
Okay, I am back. Apparently I have an error. YouTube is not receiving something. Enough video to maintain a smooth stream. I don't know why. How does it look? Anybody in here? Is it looking alright? I don't understand what's going on. I might take this build on the drag strip when I actually do the build in a video rather than just creating it in the car editor. I don't know what's happening, why it's saying we're not getting enough feed. I'm just going to start closing a few things down that I don't need and hope that fix it. Is anybody currently watching? Is the feed all right? At my end, it looks all right, but it's hard to determine. Hold on. That's not what I wanted to press. Eight wides are, curves are, sorry, is what I'm looking for. And there we go, up the top. Oh, now it's, oh, there we go. Now it says excellent stream. For a minute there it said no data. But now everything looks like it seems to be running fine. Apparently I'm not allowed to take a break. If I do it, it decides to mess with me a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring this all the way to the front, because we are going to use this curve here, if I could get it going, to hopefully fit in this engine bay. We're definitely going to need to scale that down a bit, aren't we? Down you go. Height-wise, down you go as well. And now if I bring it back up, I'm going to need to scale it up a bit more to make sure it does fit to the engine bay. Down a little bit over this side. And then if we whack it all the way over here, till we're sort of in that fender piece. Looking nice. And then we want a bit of angle on it. And obviously it's minus angle because I'm an idiot and I forget that every single time. Holy engine. Yes, holy engine. This is what we've decided to go for. I've been fiddling around with it. We've still got probably a bit of work to do, but we've got minimal clipping on the underside here. Just that steering rack clips through a little bit. We also have a little bit of clipping in here with the drive shaft, but I'm going to build a tunnel for that, so hopefully it won't matter. And then probably a new gear shifter and a new handbrake to make it look a little bit better on the inside. So we've still got that to do yet. But hopefully it'll be all right. What the pineapple was going on with the audio? Oh, it's probably because I jumped into the stream on my phone and you could hear me talking in the background over me talking, Truck Fan. So maybe that was it. But yeah, this engine is the reason why I'm tidying up the engine bay. Box, box, box. New record set. Definitely not by me. But if we try and squeeze this in a bit better. So where do we actually want this? Because I think we kind of want it a bit further out here. And obviously we're going to have to mirror it from the other side, which does mean I'm going to have to put a couple of plates over the top of this and hopefully get that to work and look good. So you're going to have to go up there quite a bit more to get rid of that wall. So I went all the way up to there. Doesn't leave me too much at the front. Do we have clipping? We do. See, that's going to be a bit of an issue. So I think we're going to have to excuse me, I do apologise. I try not to cough directly into the microphone. Yeah, see, that's going to be a bit of an issue to figure this one out. How are we going to make this look good whilst hiding all of this? I suppose I could bring it up to like -5. Yeah, I do. As much as I don't follow F1 that much, I do know a few bits about it. I know box, box, box is the code for pitting, as it were. Next available lap or next available pass, isn't it? Slight elephant. What do you mean by slight elephant, Truck Fan? Bit of fine adjustments. We went down a tad more there. Does that fit without clipping through? Yes, it does. So, I mean, that's the start of our tidied up engine bay. which is looking not too shabby. Obviously, we got a lot of work to do to tidy that up fully and make it look a lot nicer. Nicer. Words. Don't come easy to me. Stop singing or everyone will leave the stream. Plate wide. So now I just want to... Nope, don't want plate wide. I want curve. It's the next one down. I'm going to mirror this on the other side. So I'm going to do 0.49 without the minus. How is it already facing the right way around? Oh, because I rotated it. There we go. 0.485 and 1.525 on there. We're going to need... minus 354 on there to get that right. That doesn't need to be done, and it needs to be scaled to the same size, and hopefully that should be a perfect mix there, balanced on the either side. The only thing is when you do this and then leave the car editor and come back in, whichever one is mirrored, neither of them are mirrored. I've done it without mirroring them. I think that's the first time I've ever done that. Normally I mirror them. But yes, not mirroring it this time. That has worked. Obviously, again, we've still got some tidying up to do. I just want to make this engine bay look clean before we start tucking everything away and finding a better place for this service set, which will fit under the hood. So it's not horrible there at the moment, but it's not exactly how I would like it. So we're going to stay in bonus parts. I'm going to click this button. This installs it by default if you have the quality life mod. Yes, Quality of Life mod allows bonus parts to be installed by default. So when I go and buy this car in game, it will have all of this stuff pre-attached to it. I know what I do need to change though, is other. And we want to change that to rear wheel drive now because it's definitely that. Didn't want to open my files in the Explorer. Close that one back down. I wanted to hit save. Thank you. Yeah, plate wide. So back to parts. No, bonus parts. And we want to add in a cheeky little plate wide, or probably a couple of plate wides to cover up the gaps on either side of them. Have I gone too far? I might have gone too far. I've gone too far. There we go. I wish this feature had a search bar so you could specifically search for the bit you are looking for. So leave that as it is, and then we're going to start filling in the gaps on this other side. See, the annoying thing about this is you have to use multiple, because obviously of how actually wide they are. But what we can do is we can bring that curve out this way a bit more and make it fit potentially. What were you? 354. So we definitely want that at the same angle. If I rotate it, it'll be at the same angle. There we go. As the bit on the other side, but we definitely need to make it a lot smaller so that it doesn't poke through the fenders as we line everything up. This is the fun part. I don't know if you could hear the sarcasm in my voice there, but it's not what I would class as the actual fun part. This can be an absolute nightmare to get lined up. So yeah, it's going to need to go out a bit further. Or we could... Is it that angle? I suppose that angle does sort of fix that a little bit, doesn't it? We do need to go up the top though. That's the wrong way. So we want to start up this end and start filling in all of these little gaps as best we possibly can. As you can see, it's not ever going to be perfect. It's going to take some jiggly pokery, and I probably won't do all of this right now with you guys here because you might find it a little bit boring. I'll just show you some of the base ways I sort of start. As you can see, it doesn't look like we've got any clip lines, but an easy way to tell is to just go and change the colour. And there you go. You can see we've got a little bit of dipping going on down here now. So we go back into our bonus parts. I'm going to make sure that's installed by default. And we're going to go up one more, and it's too much. So we go 5, 6. It can be so hard to see the differences. I mean, you are going to end up with a little bit of a line anyway, so we don't want it. We're not going to go too hard to fix this. I tell you what, I really don't want that on it. That's what I don't want. That is ruining me. Which means we need to go out a bit further. And then get rid of that. One is too much. So there we go. That's about level on there. Can't see any colour lines. So I think that one is done all right. It doesn't pick up through the car or anything like that. No, all the lines are inside. So there we go. No clipping to the outside. Yeah, we're going to have to do a couple of these to get this lined up. It's one of them things. It just happens. Truck fan coming in with buttons are hard. Now, if I make this wider, how far can I go before it pops out? That's obviously going to have to go down one, because I want to lose as few of these as possible. As few of these as humanly possible, with it still looking nice. And there you go. You can see it does clip through, but once we've got the flares on, or these wider arches, you can't actually see it. So I will eventually carry on that down that side and get that all matched. I think we'll just leave the one on there for the minute. I will do the other side though, just to sort of show you my method. It's not the best way. Obviously there isn't a best way, but the way I do this and the way I find it easiest, even if it isn't the quickest. So plate wide, what I want to do is I want to reverse everything on this one here. And you can do that just by copying and pasting and removing the minus signs when it needs and stuff like that. A lot of it just needs to be balanced as is. We don't want to rotate it because we want ours that way round, and we want to put this on 6 and make it 0.351, and that should line up perfectly. I've just noticed this part here on the top one, which means we need to go back down further towards the front, which actually means we'll have less pieces. So we get this lined up again. 79, 799, 79999, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So 799 is perfect for that side, which also means it should be perfect for this side. 1291 on there. And what else did we move? This one here. Copy that, paste that, and that should be in there. No clipping through to the other side. It does. Of course it's going to, because of that. So we want to bring, I'll tell you what, we want to do this one first and match this one to the other side. That might make our lives a little bit easier. I don't mind. Oh, I see. We got the other piece clipping through as well. So we do want to go back up and do these. This game is a lot of backwards and forwards. 2-9. Oh, that's the wrong way. 3-1. 3-1. 5-3-1. The height-wise, it shouldn't be too bad because we don't want to go higher than that. And then I'm going to line. Oh, is that all lined up? That's all matched on there. Close enough anyway. So then we want to go back to here. Stop this one clipping through that front. Oh, we've still got a little bit of clipping. Damn it. To there. 3-3. Okay, now back to the bottom one. No clipping. And then we want to bring it down so it lines up. And that should be it. Although it doesn't look like it. That looks like it's giving us a bit of a line. So we go back into our change colour and it is. There we go. Well spotted. Eagle eyes over here. So you obviously want to go up one. But if I move you up one, you clip out through there. So we want to move you out a bit more without clipping through there. And that looks to be the money shot. It is not. See, we've still got a tiny little bit of shadowing there. So we want to go up one more. 2 more. 7, 8, 9. Almost a whole one. So what if I just put that on 6, 6? That looks to be good. That looks to be good on there. So now we match that one with the other side and everything should be perfectly balanced. So make that 6.6 and make that 2.2 and then 3.315 on there. And we do have a bit of a empty space gap up there. And why is it not balanced properly? Interesting. 1533 180. What about if I get rid of that? Does that make a difference? That's bizarre. One side is lining up perfectly and the other side is not. But it's a good job we know. Make sure I'm on the right one. I am not on the right one. I want to be on the top plate wide. This side wants to be slightly lower than the other side. But there we go. That's good enough. And then again, I will go back through another time and fill out all of these plates so that they're all in there. Might do it a little bit later on. We'll go from there. I can't even read that word. Poputification? Poputification equals bad. Bleep. Did I swear? You said bleep. I hope I didn't swear. It's not like me. I'm normally pretty good at that. Bashing into my microphone with my cup of tea, though. I'm exceptionally good at that, and I manage to do it every time. Right. I do think this will be pretty good for a cleaner engine bay. Do you think we should drop another line down on front of that as well? Pop-outification. Oh, pop-outification. Oh, I see. Where it popped out. It still doesn't look right. Or is that just because it doesn't quite reach the end anymore? I feel like I've done something wrong. Because this side doesn't match this side. So what if I don't 180 it? Make that 6. And change that back to 5. Is that going to be right? That does look better. That is fitting better. But we don't have so much gap up here, which is very peculiar. Oh, I see. That side doesn't clip in. That side does clip in. They are going to be slightly different. It took me way too long. But I figured out what is happening and why it isn't quite working in a match, which I guess makes a lot of sense now. Because that side bulges out and that side bulges in. But that side's got the plates on it, so we might be able to just move this top plate up. Because you can't see that in there. A little bit clipping underneath, but we can live with that. Can I move it up further and completely close that gap? Without it clipping through? I mean, it will clip through, but without it being visible, I can. Sorry if it's very jolty motions. Struggling to see. I think that's it. Oh, no. There's a little bit of a crease just there. Does that go all the way down? So sometimes it's really hard to see the faintest little crease line, but I don't like them. It's right where the sun is. If we go for a bit of a brighter colour. I think that's about as good as it's going to get on there. Yeah, and you go back down through, same sort of process, fill out the either sides, and it's all good. Damn it. Do some people class damn it as a bad word, I guess? I've never... To me, it's not. To me, it's what I would say in place of O or something along those lines. Ah, damn it. I mean, I've said it too many times now, so if people do class it as a bad word, I'm up a badly titled creek minus a paddle. That engine is wild in there, isn't it? This is going to be so cool. I cannot wait to get this build properly finished. I do think we should move on, though. We've got a bit of interior work we've got to do for definite, hiding all of that. But that it can be relatively easy with consoles where you can use these plates, curves, and just curve yourself a little tunnel backwards and forwards, or even use the square plates and build yourself a box section in there. So you could have done that. You reckon I should say oh bleep instead of damn it? But yeah, damn it is, for me, is a go-to word to not swear, if that makes sense. Like when I'm around my niece or my friend's children, or chocolate fudge cake, or shut the front door is a good one when I'm around kids. Oh, shut the front door, will you? It obviously means something different. I'll allow you guys to figure that one out. I am liking this truck, though. I still think we need a bigger spoiler. What do you guys think? Anyways, yeah, what do you think? Do we need a bigger spoiler, or is that little ducktail lip enough? Because everything else is like big proportionally on this little truck. I feel like the spoiler just looks a little too small. And also, what should we do with the exhaust? Do we bring out that diffuser? I wish there was just something here. Sort of bringing out... I don't mind if it tucks in the same as that. But like just bringing it out a bit wider to sort of in line with the pineapples. Oh, biscuits is my my niece's favourite one. Oh, biscuits. And I know it's from a show, but I have no idea which show, because I am not a child. Although I do watch cartoons, so that doesn't really count, and play a lot of games. I don't know what to work on next. Maybe we could tub out these. Maybe that's not a bad idea. So we go back to parts. Make sure, no, bonus parts. Sorry, pressing the wrong buttons. Make sure all of that's installed by default. It wasn't. That plate wide wasn't. And then we should be able to just go in here and find a tub. Tubbity tub tub tub. I wish you could search this. I really, really do. One feature I really wish was in there was a search feature in here. A turbine. Don't want a turbine. I'm looking for a tub. Or I suppose I could just do it with the curves. Make a whole custom bed for this. Tub. Oh, are these the ones that don't paint very well? What, the fire truck? That's a good one. I'm not going to lie. That's quite a good one. Now, will this colour? No, it doesn't colour. Can I force it in quality of life? What about tub 2? Do you colour? No, you also don't colour. Again, can I force you with quality of life? Are you just one-sided? Are you just one-sided? No, you are a full tub. So we could tub it with that. Tubbity tub tub tub. General quote. I don't know what the date is. 7th of March, 2025. 90, not 9. 270 then. We'll go the other way. The shadowing on this tub is mental. It looked like it was black earlier, and now it looks like it's white. I reckon if I spin that round 180... Yeah, how weird is that? The shadowing on that is mental. 270 is what we want anyway. And let's bring it in and try and squeeze this in, as well as making it look good. Seems to be tub troubles. Seems to be the English language troubles, but that's just a common thing for me. I just need to hide our springity spring. With our tubbity tub tub tub. And it does need to be at a bit of a Bojangle. Not that Bojangle, though. Is it that one? Nope. Is this going to be one of them ones that wants to play games? Yeah. I don't know how I'm going to tip that up, because that does that way. That also does that way. How am I going to... And that tips it backwards and forwards. I suppose I could just tip it forwards a little bit, couldn't I? Obviously need to fix that. I mean, they don't need to be that big, obviously. We don't want to block off the fuel tank. So I think I push all of them bolts through the floor so it doesn't look weird. Oh, too far. Zoomed out a little bit too far then. And bring this in so it isn't... I don't mind if it clips the fuel tank a tiny bit. Like that. What do we think? Is that tubbed enough? Now you're getting the quotations right. It's not clipping through on the underside, so we're good on there. We're not clipping through on the outside, so we're also good on there. So, install part by default. And I think we're just going to find tub 4 and try and mirror it. Everything is exactly the same. 0.534. Obviously without the minus, so it's on the other side. Typed that in wrong, didn't I? 291 on there will go. I could just copy and paste that one. Copy and paste that one. And copy and paste that one. And then hit mirrored. And it doesn't want to do that. So that 90. Oh, I don't know what I've done now. 270. Where do I do that 180? There we go. There we go. 0.7 on the size, and just make sure it's roughly the sort of same place. There we go. There's our springity springs covered with our tubbity tubs. All done. Trouble tubs. And that is our bed. See, now we've done that though, do we still want to keep the bed cover on? I can't remember which piece the bed cover was. Not you. You. I'm not interested in an antenna, I know that. So we just pop that to empty. Helps if you click the install part by default. Do you think we could get away with not having the cover and just having the tubs? Or would we... Actually, to be fair, even I actually quite preferred it with the cover on, so ignore all of that. Don't worry, I'm not asking you any questions. We are putting that back on. There we go. But the spoiler I'm unsold on. That was trunk, wasn't it? So I go like that, and then we go back to our bonus parts. I forgot where spoilers were. Down into here. And let's look for a trunk mounted trunk mounted spoiler. So we want to go all the way to the bottom. So we do a big old drag wing. Don't think that's going to fit it. That doesn't need to be trunk because that would rest on the bed. I think that might be a bit much. Oh, the Audi wording's in white. It said Audi white and it wasn't white. I was like, what? Can't use that. These ones might fit. Yes, truck fan, it is definitely time for a wingity wing wing wing. Wingity. Now I've confused myself. I've said it too many times. No, I'm not going to go carbon fibre. I can always paint carbon fibre if I want to. Now, I do quite like how this wing sits. Wish I could type better. Wish I could remember which way round things went. There we go. We bring that one back. And one of the reasons I like this one specifically... Oh, I've just remembered. I've got a wing pack, haven't I? I'm now going to line this up relatively well and then go and change everything. because we do have additional wings. I downloaded a wing pack from the workshop by... I'm really sorry. I want to say Jackal. If it's not Jackal, I'm very sorry. It needs to be bigger than that, doesn't it? If we're using something like this, like a frame-mounted wing. Let's quickly make it the same colour as the truck for a moment, just so it looks a bit better. Let's go in bonus parts. Words are broken. Is that too big of a wing? It's Jackal. Thank you, Barker. I was sure it was Jackal, but I didn't want to say that and be totally wrong. So I just wanted to make sure I was on the safe side there. Obviously, we've got the hood to put back on and stuff, but I've put an engine cover in, haven't I? Definitely don't want to put that on. Not with this front end. Which one was the engine cover? Not C. Not B. It was A. Oh, I suppose we could... Do we need that piece in there? Does it make the build? I suppose it does add a little something. I mean, yeah, so we could go for this wing, and I'm tempted. I do like the style of this wing, but I think we might have some other options. That is not one of them. That's for the S15. I can't use that. Wheelie bar. Spoiler 1. I mean... It's a bit big. I do like a sort of square flat top wing. I'd have to make this one a non-trunk version. No, that doesn't look right. That one's not going to be our choice. Some sort of cover. I mean, realistically, you could make that a bit bigger and sort of squeeze it into the sides, couldn't you? Bring it back a bit more. I think this is one I used for the DB5, isn't it, Barker? Or was that a different one? Or is this the one I was going to use? I'm not going to lie. I do really like that. After a bit of fine-tuning, getting it in a semi-decent spot. Oh, it's all right, Barker. Doesn't matter. What do we think? Bring it back a bit further so it lips over the edge. I know you did the DB5. This was the wing I was going to use before you did a custom wing, wasn't it? Like the one I used to sort of show you the idea, or is this the one you made? I don't think it is. What is the TRD3? Here's the custom wing that we use for the DB5. Yeah, I don't feel like that one will fit. I like this wing, but I'm afraid of using it because I don't know where it's from and I don't know if I can give it to my channel members because I do really like. I think that looks pretty smart. So let's make it the same color as the rest of the truck. This is like the things that go through my head when I'm building a truck any sort of custom build is, can I give that to my channel members? Is it a public piece, or is it one of the bits or is it one of the bits that is part of another build? And I think this might be one of the bits that's part of another build. I'm just going to have a jump into the workshop very quickly and have a look at wings. My computer really doesn't like me at the moment. Yeah, I think this wing might be from a multi-pack that I got from Multiply. Oh, that's weird. A multi-pack from Multiply that I might not be able to use. So we might have to bin off that wing and find a different one, which is a shame because I think that's going to be perfect. If only I could find it. If only I could find it. Yeah, I think it might be from the Super Pack. Bit of a shame. Anyway, back to it. What just happened? I hit reload car, didn't I? It's going to readjusted all of my bodywork and everything. Oh, that's going to be a shame. I tried to jump back into the game and hit reload car. Right, where are we? Oh, don't worry about it, Barker. It is no problem at all. Did it not put all the bonus parts? I didn't save it after I did all the bonus parts, did I? Oh, yeah, error indeed. Why does the body line on the door look sunken in compared to the rest of the body? Oh, because we're using a crazy wide body kit, which I now have to reline everything back up. I'm on the right version. Bumper rear was the big diffuser. Details was that one. Doors were that one and that one. There we go. That's the right ones. Fenders, probably the last fender. Yeah, last fender and last fender on there. Front end, I think we need to put to empty. Headlight was the last one. Last one. Hood was also the last one. Mirrors, I'm not too fussed about. I can't remember what other A was. Let's just make the hood invisible for a second. Other A is the engine cover. We can keep that. Other B is the bed cover. Other C is... oh, the fenders at the back. I think we need to put them to empty, wasn't it? Yeah. Other D is the LX badges down here. So I think we can just... is it? I don't know what I'm moving now. Uh-oh. Oh, I didn't even save the license plate positioning or anything. Oh, something... well, oh, other D is this, isn't it? Yeah, of course it is. That's the one that needs to be 11. Thank you. I very much appreciate that, truck fan. Well spotted. Remembering something had to be 11. Tail lights were definitely not empty, but they were the last ones. There you go. Ooh. And there you go. Trunk was that one there. Debadged, but no spoiler. Window back was the first one with the roll cage. And window front was that one there. There we go. So yes, there is a little bit of a lip here, and that's just because the body kit is wider than the door pieces. So it's like it's just a chunky, sticky outy bit. I didn't actually check the doors to see if we had a door that fills that. I'm on the wrong side. Yeah, see, like, any of the door options don't fill out that gap. That gap is just there because it is the wide body kit. I'm happy with it. I think it looks all right, but obviously not for everybody. Mirrors, we did take them off of the made and body coloured, I think. We'll stick with them for the time being. I'm so annoyed I've got to throw all my bonus parts back in. Luckily, these two plates, curves... oh, I'm going to have to reline all of that back up. Oh, what fun. This is why you should be careful. I've lost the curves as well. Where's the curves gone? There you are. One there. And... wait, did I see something that said TRD then? Yes. That spoiler goes with whatever that body kit is, so I definitely can't use it. There we go. Figured that one out. Shame I just broke everything in the meantime to figure it out, but there we go. So they should fit, but they obviously won't fit when I put the plates back in. I'm going to have to readjust them. Install, save. Make sure. Ah, we can also go backwards in the video, even during live. Well said, John. Absolutely fantastic. I've forgotten about all stuff like that. But I think we're all right. I think we've got everything back up to where it needed to be. I'm going to have to do this in a separate mode anyway. I can't even show you the window at the moment because I haven't got it set up. Can I do that quickly? Doing stuff on the fly. No, I want you to stay there though. Window capture. Now, can I make this capture this window? Sorry, I know you can't see anything at the moment. Select window to capture. No, apparently it doesn't want me to do that. I'm trying to set it up so that you could see a thing, but apparently it won't let me. Not that one. Not that one. I'll get it in a minute, I promise. There we go. I'll just move that into the center. I won't use it very often. Not actually the exact window I wanted. I wanted the other one. But I'm hoping if I close that and open body config. Yes, it will still pick it up. There we go. So when you're in here, what I need to do to make sure all my bonus parts stay as they are, just want to break a little gap in there and put this in with square brackets. There we go. And then basically any of the stuff you've got in your game, if I just revert back to the game window, there we go. And I'm going to hit save just because to make sure. Any of your tuning options, so what you do is you go bumper front is 8. So then if we jump back to our window, we want to add in here bumper underscore front equals bumper underscore front 8. Once you've done that, hit save. I'm not going to do it right now, but if I reload my config in the game right now, it would actually load in with front bumper 8 on there. You have to do that for all of your changed parts as you scroll down through here, every single one. If it's not what it said from the base, like front end, I need to make that one invisible, don't I? Yeah, front end needs to be front end equals empty, all capital letters. But if it's the base version, so for example, we've got anything that is a standard one, other A, you don't have to adjust any of that. That will always load in with other A. There we go. Black screen of boopers. I really do apologise, Truck Fan. I was trying to get it so I could actually show you guys a bit of information. I probably should have set that up earlier, but I forgot. Is the simple answer. But there we go. Yeah, so when you're doing your configs, editing your custom versions, you want to make sure you open the body config file of the one you are working on. This is body config 3. Obviously, it's config 3 on there. Make sure you change these. If we loaded it straight back up now, it would load in with front bumper 8 in there, looking absolutely fantastic. But we're obviously not doing that. So let's go back to Car Mechanic Simulator and let's crack on. I can't believe I let the bonus parts disappear. I'm so annoyed with myself. I'm so annoyed with myself for that. You will not believe I'm actually starting to think that what if we mirrored this? And made it exactly the same, then they should both be in the exact same spot. And that should make our lives a little bit easier a little bit later on. I'm going to hit save again on that. Bonus parts, when you're adding them, you don't need to do them in your body config or anything. You can just do them as they are. So you don't have to worry about that. It's only the tuning body parts that you have to go and do what I was just talking about to make sure it all loads in properly. I'm so annoyed that I've got to restart placing some plates and stuff like that in. Okay, now first things first. Are you clipping over there? You're not. Are you clipping over here? You are a little bit. So there we go. We do need to adjust that. That is this side. So I'm just going to bring you down to you don't clip anymore. There we go. And yeah, the front will clip a little bit, but as long as it's not coming out past the headlights, that's the important part. There we go, looking pretty good. So we will go in and I'll sort the rest of them out a little bit later on. We still need to do a tunnel. Did we do the drive shaft? Good, that saved. Thank God for that. Did it do the full? Did I save the full front suspension? Set up where it's not really clipping. I did, thank the Lord. There. Always remember to keep pressing save in case you accidentally press some things. So I think now we'll go on. We'll put these tubs back in. If I can get them back into roughly the same place. Anybody fancy rewinding a little bit and finding the exact position of the tubs as I put them in? If not, it's no problem. It'll only take a couple of moments. Up here, I'm sure I remember it was 270 on that, wasn't it? Not 270, and it was 90 there. And this was 0.5 probably. I haven't quite finished with the engine bay. I need to finish putting all the plates in before I start lining everything up inside the engine bay. Otherwise, I'll move everything once and then I'll have to go and move it all again to get it in the exact position. So yes, there is a little bit of clipping in the engine bay at the moment. That will all be tidied up before we finish. Maybe not before I finish with the stream today, but before we finish and make the actual build. I've made this too small, so let's try 0.6. That's too big. Go for 5.5. And that is not hiding our spring. 5.75. Tuck it into the wall a little bit and bring it down so the bolts aren't showing, just so it doesn't look weird. And we're still not quite there. 5.8. I can afford to bring it up a tad now. Nope. I guess we go back to 6 then, shall we? Down a bit more to hide them bolts, and we'll push it back that way so it isn't looking so bad with the fuel tanks. Tubbed up against the wall. I suppose we could go in a little bit more as well. Oh, not that way. In a bit more. In a bit more. So like the edge of that lip to make it look like one piece. That's pretty good. Do want to go back up this way a little bit. And then make sure we're not poking out through. We are not. Good. So now install part by default. Save. Just to make sure. Don't want to have to go placing these tubs for the 3rd time today. Tub 4, tub 4, tub 4, tub 4. And then 0.578, 0.295, 1.351, 270, 90, 0.6. Oh, yeah. And then 90. Oh, I've forgotten. How did I do it last time? Oh. Thank you. 534291. Look how close I was. $11.403. Or 1.403. 11 seems like it would be way too much. But we did have it at a bigger scale. I did quite like it in the previous version. I've forgotten how I got this the right way around though. Like that. There we go. Just takes a bit of jiggery pokery. We also want to push this one out a little bit so it's in the sort of same place as the other one, sort of right on the edge of that lip. Ooh. So you're a bit higher. Oh yeah, obviously. Two out. Oh, I forgot that we repositioned it. Let's bring it out into that middle one. 527 on you go there, and that should be pretty well lined up. Not perfect. What if I went 528? 526? 5? That's about it. It's not always perfect side to side. Just got to bear that in mind. And we're only just going out into the fenders. There we go. Install part by default. Save so that we don't break it again. No, you're all right. Typo. I sort of figured it was the typo. As soon as I saw it, I was like, I think 11 might be a bit too far out the back of the truck for that one to work. But there we go. Thank you for your help anyway, John. I very much do appreciate that. That was definitely very, very useful. Thank you. Right. Quick sip of tea. Probably should mute my mic when I do that. I bet that sounds absolutely awful. I'm very sorry. I do apologise. Is it plate time? Do we do interior or do I carry on with the plating? Let's do some interior because you've seen some plate work today. So let's see what we can do in here because I need to cover all of this up. There is a simple console that is available on the Steam Workshop that does fit in quite well, but it does have a bit too much chrome and I'm not always a big fan of it. We can force paint it, so it might not be too bad. But let's have a look, see if I can find that console piece. There it is, console, just sitting down there. How much you want to bet all things will open right first loading? What, on your Dodge Ram truck? 0.25%. No, I think it'd be better than that. But it's your second version, though, isn't it? You only just finished another one, so I'm pretty sure you've probably got it all about right. Hopefully. I'm glad you didn't hear any tea noises. It shows my microphone is doing what it is supposed to be doing. Why did that go to minus? Is that because I reflected it? Just double check that hasn't broken it. No, we're all good. So, we go back to our console. If we bring that down inside, she be massive. We definitely don't want it to be that big. Don't want that rotation. Don't want that rotation. I want that rotation. Sideways up. See, that's officially the middle, but it's not the middle. So let's bring you sort of best I can claim to be the middle. It's definitely going to need to be scaled because I don't want it clipping the seats. Oh, now we're going to have to reline up the middle again. One thing is for definite is we need that drive shaft covered 100%. So that's sort of like the max height. And that's not quite in the middle. And we're going to need to scale it a bit more so it doesn't clip in them. Oh, this is going to be tiny. It might still work. Right, that's that. Let's bring it forwards. So like that's sort of like the minimum height we can do for that front bit. It sort of covers most of it up nicely. In fact, if we push it forward a bit more, go right into there. That sort of covers it all up nicely. We'll still get the gear shifter. We're on a bit of an angle down on that drive shaft, so we could... Wrong way. -2 that. Maybe just a -1 that. Okay. Oh, this front piece is going to need to be wider, isn't it? Otherwise that's going to look weird. So, front piece. Needs to go even wider than that without clipping the seats. Oh my God, even wider than that. All of the width. Now, as long as I don't push this through into the engine bay, it should be all right. See, that doesn't look too shabby in there. Is it roughly central? It is. But I still don't like it. So we're going to a full 1 sky scale on that. We're going to bring you over again. Try and get you lined up in there. Looking as neat as we possibly can with minimal clip through. Tiniest little bit of gearbox clipping there. I went like 1.101. Brought it back over to out there. There we go. That's about as good as we're going to get that. We can obviously change the height. It doesn't need to be this high. It can be about there. And maybe we could put 2 angle on it. I'd like to keep this gear shifter, but we're going to make it a short shift. Incredibly short shift. Why is Unity being a dumb donkey? Barker, what's going on? I don't think that looks too bad for covering up the drive shaft and a bit of gearbox, but we do need to carry it on through the centre there, which means we will need to make the next ones thinner. I don't know what any of that means. Sorry, Barker. Blame Sula. Blame Sula. We can't blame Sula. That's a bit unfair. Oh, biscuits. Nice throwback joke there, truck fan. I really do appreciate that one. Good effort. We're going to install that console by default, and we're going to hit save to make sure we don't break any more. And we want another console. We're going to have to keep running these consoles right down through the middle now, or change it and tub it out, or not tub it out, sorry, use the curves from the engine bay to try and tub it out and fit it that way if we can't get these consoles to work. But we got the first one in, and that's normally a pretty good sign. So we're going to bring you down, and we know it is this one. So put it vertical, bring it closer to the middle, and then we're going to have to really, really shrink these down. Don't need to go quite that much. Bring this one forwards. In we go, and we go, and we go. Straight up to the chrome piece. Up we go a little bit. Sort of about there. And that can maybe then still utilise that gear shifter. A little bit big. A little bit big. 5.5 back into the middle. The chrome reflections on this are actually working with that gear shifter. Although I can't see what I'm doing because of the chrome reflections. There we go. That's a good angle. If I brought that up to 2, that'd be too much. 1, 5, 1, 4, 1, 3, 1, 3 on there. Oh, but we did want to give it -2. So we keep it in line, and that means we're going to have to bring it back down. Eight, 5, 8, 4, 9, 8, 4, 9. Nailed it. There we go. Bang on with that. And then we're clipping a little bit with some of the other console stuff, but it's part of the design. That's what we're calling it. It's part of the design. Insert by default, install by default. Good England. And then we'll get another one of these consoles running down through the middle. Then we'll have all of this tidied up on the inside. And then we'll be able to... I've gone too far. That was all the wings that we need to check out. Because we haven't put a wing on yet. Where's that console gone? There it is. Now this one should be able to be roughly the exact same as this. In the same place. And it should all work pretty hunky-dory. Can I finish it off with just this one extra one? I've lost where I am. I've gone too far. There we go. Couldn't figure out where I went. I was trying to read the shaft. Bleep in out there. Drive shaft. La 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 la. Words. Thank you, truck fan. Right, so that... Are we going to need... Am I going to need another one? I really don't want to have to do too many. Knew that was going to happen. Wrong one. There you go. That was easy. Audio is cutting in and out. We having issues? Error, call staff. I don't have any staff. Are we good? I haven't got any pop-ups telling me anything's going wrong at my end. Is it still bad? Are we alright? Suppose I could check my cabling. I just don't like touching cables when it's all live. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 1, 2. Testing, testing. Audio is fine for me. Thank you, John. Maybe it was the device you're watching on Truck Fan. You had a bit of issues with it last time, didn't you? And I thought it was me. So we do still have a bit of a gap. I think we can get away with that bit of a gap. I don't think we need to throw another console in there just to fill that gap out. So it's a tiniest little gap, but I don't want to make these any wider or any bigger because they might start clipping with things, and I really don't want that. But apart from that, we're pretty lined up on there. These bits look a bit funky, but what we'll do is we'll try and colour these in with the interior. Okay, that looks exceedingly funky on that side. So I changed my mind. We are going to be making these consoles a little bit bigger. I need to hide that for definite. Fun, fun, fun in the car editor. I'm moving the wrong one in the car editor. 5-1. So it was just that side that was looking funky, wasn't it? If I can get that lined up and not clipping. Oh yeah, change the size. 5, 6, 6. She's not clipping, and we still got a bit of a gap, but I'm alright. We can live with that. That looks a bit better at the front end there. We could keep it as the short shifter, or we can install a new one, like a Sidewinder bonus part or something like that. Make sure we hit save. All that tubbing is console, sorry, are done for the interior. just to hide some of the stuff we don't need. The next question is, though, do we want to keep this gear shifter, or do I want to mind the gap, or do we want to I might add that in a livery on that back wall there somewhere if I can, or do we want to try and put a sidewinder in if I can find one? I know it's in here somewhere. It's not side protection. In the next game, for the car editor, can we add a search function for bonus parts? Or even separate categories? I don't know who I'm asking that, by the way. It's just speaking out loud. It's got to be around. It's got to be a roof piece, otherwise it would move with the hood, bonnet, or the trunk. So it has to be a roof piece, I think. Filter, nitro, speed shifter. So we've got the speed shifter here. So we could use that one, but that was always weird to line everything up. I do kind of prefer the Sidewinder, but I can't see the Sidewinder anywhere. Thank you, John, for the wing positioning. Very, very helpful. And yeah, Sam, I pretty much got most of it all sorted. My Mustang is now no longer in existence. My twin turbo one, not the one inside the garage. You won't know that, but some of the other people will. It's now just disappeared forever, and I can't figure that out. But apart from that, I think everything's pretty sorted in the game. Sorting out all my mods. If anyone can see something that says Sidewinder in here, please call out and tell me roughly where. I know you're in here somewhere. Oh, did I uninstall it? There's no way I would have uninstalled it. I use it in loads of builds. Wait. That's side exhaust. I saw the word side. I was like, there. No. Probably going to need the e-brake, but I want to get the Sidewinder in first to see if we're actually even going to use it. There it is. Found it. No, it is not even alphabetical. The list is bonus roofs to start, and I think it based on when you installed them. Then you go down through past bonus roofs, and you get bonus hoods and bonus trunks as well. So it's kind of, there you go, bonus trunks, and then, oh, I don't know where the hood's gone. Oh, the hood's right at the top, but yeah. It's a bit of a nightmare, especially, and it is definitely not even remotely alphabetical. So spin that round. Took me ages to find that Sidewinder. And then we use this to hopefully cover this gear shifter. And it will not. So it's going to have to be absolutely massive. Or we bring all of this up. Which it does clip through the bottom, so that's not a bad shout. Okay. There's that answered. Let's make that by default. Go back up to the top, and let's get this one higher. Higher and higher. Stop singing. Then let's just move this Sidewinder out the way for a moment. Out you come. Then we want the second console. Thank you. Bring you up. Try and get these lined up. No way. I was going to say. There's no way that was perfect first try. I can see that it's not quite. There we go. That's about as good as we're going to get it. And then third one. Up we go. Oh, wow. I think I actually did that one perfect first time. Never mind. So back onto our Sidewinder, bring you back down, and hopefully now we should be able to cover that. Wrong way around. Completely with this Sidewinder without having to make it as big as it is. I'd like to bring the size down a little bit. So it needs to be bigger than that. Is that just me being picky, or is that tiny little bit of gear shifter there really, really annoying? 9-1. I think 9-1's going to have to be it. Which means this is the smallest we can make this Sidewinder. Let's take a sit inside, see what it looks like. That's not too bad, realistically. Just a smidge too far forward. Try to add a 3D in the beginning of my mods. I don't know what that means for actual creating mods, Barker. You are wild. So when you open that and type a letter, does it filter? I've never seen it filter. No, typing does absolutely nothing. Just a smudge. What's just a smidge too far? You think the gear shifter, our Sidewinder, is a smidge too far forward? Is that what you're referring to, John? I see what you mean. You're not wrong. Let's try and get it lined up. I think that is just going to be the closest it's going to get. Everything else wants to jump it over too much. We don't have the standard gear shifter poking through. Our handbrake is obviously down through here, behind the drive shaft, so we can't access that. So we are going to need to put some form of handbrake in. Does for you. Wait, Barker, so when you click bonus parts here, you can search. Have I not got a mode on, Barker, that I should have on, like quality of life or something that would make that happen? Because that would make my life so much easier. Especially when it comes to creating custom builds and stuff. It's all grouped. What were you saying does for me then? I thought it was all grouped, but never mind. Oh, 3D parts. Fair. Oh, that's, see, look, we got a little bit of line in. I'm glad I went in and checked that. Back down to check our Sidewinder placement. Z, so I want to go the other way. So we want 4099. Nope. 499 is what we want, not 4099. There we go. No extra clipping over the edge. Oh, what, like bringing it down a little bit more? Like that, John? Or is that now looking weird? Yeah, no, I think that's looking a bit weird. We could bring it to there, though. I don't want to bring it... I don't want it to loop over the edge. Lip over the edge. Oh. Oh, they start with 3D, so it's group. Okay. I don't understand, but I think I get what you're talking about. Silver piece on the console. Yeah, there we go. Pretty much like what I was doing. Not quite. We could go and fine tune that a little bit more. Z, isn't it? Can I add another 9? The thing is, 5 was too much when we had it at the previous height. Now I've brought it down a little bit. That works. Okay. 1 is definitely too much, and 0.1 is too much. So I think that's going to be about as close to the edge of that as we can possibly get it. But we do need to install something that we can use as a handbrake. That's installed by default. Hit save so we don't lose anything again, like I've already done once today. Luckily, it was pretty easy to fix the stuff we'd already done. And now I need to remember where that handbrake part was. E-brake. There he is. Nice and easy. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, John. It did look like it was floating, and that's because of the reflection of the chrome on the chrome. So, like, if I just bring you up a little bit more, even with the reflection on the chrome, it sort of looks like it's floating. So, yeah, bringing it down definitely worked out in our benefit, in our favour there, making it look a bit more like it's a fitted piece. But thank you. That was good effort, John. E-brake, where are you? Up through the roof. I want that facing that way. I've broken everything. Why wouldn't it move? There we go. It didn't want to move for me then. Further forward. Drop you down. We obviously don't want it bang in the middle of the our little sidewinder shifter. We want it just off to the side. Bit further off to the side than that. Should we go with decider? Hey, Disturb, nice to see you. Thank you for dropping in. Good man. How's it going? That's definitely going to need to be smaller. If I make it 5, is that going to be too small? But I can bring it up, so that's not going to matter too much. Come out a bit more from there. Make sure that isn't cutting through, which is. I was hoping to avoid that. Now I'm not sure where to go next. I suppose we could always move this really far forward and make it as a proper, like, drifty style. I mean, it is pretty much a drift style build, isn't it, with a massive McLaren BMW engine in it, or BMW engine that McLaren uses. So we could aim it for a drift build, although we've taken it off of 4-wheel drive now, only to rear wheel. And see who wins the bet. What do I get if I win, Barker? I think that's going to be our only option. So if I make them any bigger, they're going to clip too much down there. Although that was the big clippy issue, was at the back here, wasn't it? So maybe I could make this front piece a bit wider. Was it this one? Was. Good shout. I'm going to have to reline it back up again as best I can. Go away, little green outlines, please. Thank you. That isn't clipping there anymore. How far out can I bring you? Are you away from the Sidewinder logo? You are not. That is unfortunate. So I just brought that all the way down to 4. Well, have it, Sam, have it like coming out here? Like almost like a normal position handbrake? The only way I know to adjust visibility if parts in the car editor is to change their colour. So you could just, once you've got them installed, you hit change colour and change them to whatever colour you want with the normal slider. It does make it sometimes a little bit easier to see things, but obviously with your chrome pieces, there's nothing you can do with that until you're in game, rather than in the car editor. But let's give what Sam suggested a go. Let's move you back here. Take the 180 off. Give that a 35. Obviously, it's not going to be green when we finish. That's just because I was changing the colour. So that doesn't look too bad. Oh, just realised our second console is now clipping up through, so we've got to go and readjust that one. Down you come. Pop out of there. And probably down you come. There we go. That took a minute. Sounds like something that should be modded in. Would love to see the old gear knob, for example. Oh, as in be able to just straight up hide the gear knob. I don't have the patience for this game. That is absolutely fair enough. I know lots of people like that. I think this is probably what you were talking about earlier, John, wasn't it? Where it's floating at the back here, not at the front. So I think you might be right that we need to bring this, not that. What if I just moved this console? Where was it lined up the best? Oh, see, now I've confused myself. There we go, that's better. Still got a bit of a lip there, but that is what that is. Back to the Sidewinder was what I was meant to be doing. So I do think we have to bring you back so you're not in this chrome piece. And down on there. Could go like that. That's still keeping the original gear shifter hidden underneath our Sidewinder there. And then we got a bit of our cheeky little handbrake at a slightly bigger angle than was originally suggested, but it works. I think we need to pull it back a bit further. What we really need is something that makes it look like that is coming out of it. Because otherwise that's looking a little bit weird at the moment. So let's try and find a small black square. What could I use as a small... Oh, I used a switch before, didn't I? I think I've done this before. I think... I can't remember which actual... Jumpy. Can't remember which actual piece it was. It wasn't that. What on earth is that? Oh, it's roof racks. I was like, what on earth is that? Okay, so that wasn't what I was looking for. Pressure gauges... I don't have the patience for the car editor either. I don't mind. I know why a lot of people don't like messing around in the car editor. It's very fiddly. It's very fine. There's a lot of fine tuning needs to be done on things. So I totally understand it. But I do actually find this quite relaxing. Even when you do things horribly wrong and you have to go and readjust everything you've already done. But I still sometimes find it quite relaxing being in here. I mean, I won't find it relaxing later when I'm about to do all the exhaust positioning, because that's going to take me forever. But there we go. Oh, you're on the server queue for the aisle. Nice. All right. I'll catch you later on, Bo. It might have been one of these. Not that. But somewhere around here, I think, is what I'm looking for. No. Switch panel. And then I can paint it black, flip it upside down. Bob's your uncle. 270 on that to flip it upside down. Yeah, that's a very valid point, John. When members complain about why DLC cars take months to complete, they should just come in and spend a couple of hours in the car editor trying to do anything. And bearing in mind, this is simplified versions of what they're doing when they're building the DLC cars and stuff. You're absolutely right. That is a fair statement. So we can drop this in here. We do want to make this a lot smaller. But we want to make this kind of look like where the handbrake is actually coming out of. We will paint it black when we come to, if I can take it out, we'll paint it black when it comes to in-game. That's going to be an issue. That's going to be a big issue. So if I make that 71, it's not going to do what I want it to, is it? Can I make that 0? If I make that 10, it flips it that way. If I make that... That's not doing anything. Sometimes you have to really play around getting things to work so that you can make the angles move the way you want them to. Still not what I want, but if I add 2 to that, that's not going to do it. How can I get this to go how I want it to? 90. I don't think I'm going to be able to. Get paged by my manager. Get back to work. I mean, don't. Stay in the stream. Please stay in the stream. Fair enough. I don't want anyone getting in trouble with their bosses for watching me attempt to try and get this to work. What I really want is just that to be not that angle. This is where I get frustrated with the car editor. Is all I want to do is drop this side down and bring this side up. But I can't seem to do it because these two are just countering each other out. I don't know how to get around that. There we go. Sometimes you've just got to give it some pokage. Took me way too long to figure that out, though, didn't it? I do apologise. That's about what we want. There we go. So we can now bring that across there. Bring it back so it's over the handbrake. Bring it forward a little bit. In fact, we go right up into that chrome piece. It will look like it's coming out of that. And then there we go. When we're in game, we paint that piece black. Get off, thank you. Paint that piece black and it'll look like the handbrake, this lever, is coming out of there. And obviously we've got our gearbox in. So there we go. That's what we're doing for the inside. and it's looking pretty good. We're going to do some fluffy dice for our mirror because we always do fluffy dice, but we have got some more work cut out ahead of us. So far, we've got the engine in, we've got the suspension done, we've got our fuel tanks in, it is all tubbed out and ready to go at the back here. We've got our interior done, covered up with our new Sidewinder gear shifter and our new aftermarket handbrake. That isn't the steering wheel we will be using. We'll be using my private one when we come to build this, and I am going to dip this interior out to some standard interior, but when we build it in game I will use these interiors just because I believe there was some sort of bug. I don't know if it still exists, but there was some sort of bug where if you put these aftermarket seats inside in the car editor, it breaks the car in game. So you just want to put some standard seats in and then go and buy these in game. So I'm just going to go seat 1 fabric A, that'll do, and seat 1 fabric A. And there we go, hit save on that. I've got a few extra bits that I need to do before we finish this one. But that is going to be it for the stream today. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope we've had a little bit of a lesson into the car editor. Sort of how it works. I'll keep the stream up and watch you work on the car. But I'll lose the audio, unfortunately. I'm going to type in the comments if you've already gone. Because we are going to be ending the stream here. And I don't want to just end it if you can't hear. Apparently, I did all that typing and I wasn't selected in the chat box. It has been fun. There's definitely been a lot of bloopers, Truck Fan. And the lessons are save often. They definitely are. That is a good lesson. Save often. And when you're streaming, make sure you only click back in the center of the screen to load back in, rather than accidentally hitting a reload car in the corner, which was what I did. And nearly broke everything. I've got a lot of windows randomly open that don't need to be open. And words. There's definitely been a lot of words. Welcome at Sonic Shoes. Nice of you to join us. I do appreciate that. Oh, you're still listening. My boss has taken his time to call me. We like it when that happens. It doesn't happen very often, but we do like it when that happens. Yes, Sonic Shoes, thank you very much for joining the VM Garage Club. I do very much appreciate that. It's awesome to see you here. Lots of words and some epic quotes. I think the epic quotes were tubbity tub tub tub. The quote of 2025 so far. I'm sure there'll be many, many more to come. But yeah, when we come to build this, in fact, let me just let's get back into it without clicking somewhere random and losing everything I've done. When I put the hood back on so we can see it. I'm still obviously going to do some form of livery for this beautiful truck. I'm not sure what yet. I haven't got that far, but we will still be doing a livery for it. When I come to do the build, it's going to be a video and not a live stream build. I don't normally race these, but I've had someone did pop up earlier say, will you be pitting this down the drag strip? And we will. We've still got a lot of editing to do in here. If I go, for example, to the engine. No, I want to go other. Currently, that beast of an engine in this car is only showing up at 374 horsepower. And I find that very hard to believe. In fact, we might edit that now. So we go to torque mod. I can go torque mod and make this 1. And that straight away brings up to 536 horsepower, which does seem a bit more believable for this car. We are going to give it, let's go for a 0.5 on the downforce. Doesn't do much, but it does a little bit. I do want to show suspension on the track. I am going to make it available in the salon so we can just go buy it brand new when it's finished. I don't think I'm going to change much more of that. I can't remember what CX does, so I won't be adjusting that one for the time being. I suppose we could make it rev a bit higher. And remember to always mind the gap. I suppose we could make it... I don't want to make it rev too much higher, but we'll go for a 1.2 on there. That does also give us more horsepower. I'm going to leave the final gear ratio as it is. We'll leave the engine pitch as it is because I haven't heard this engine yet anyway. I think that's about all we'll do for that. I've still got some tidying them up to do, some repositioning to do. Maybe, if you guys are lucky, we might do another live stream tomorrow afternoon where I might finish the custom aspect of this build in another live stream tomorrow. If you want to see that, do let me know in the stream chat, in the comments on Discord, whichever you want to do. So, yeah, there we go. Have I got a button I can click up here? Oh. Put users in a timeout. I'm not going to put any users in a timeout. That's weird. But anyway, thank you all so much for being here. I very much enjoyed this live stream today, building in the car editor, showing you a few little tips and tricks as best I can, and trying to get this beast customized. I love that engine. I can't wait to go and build this. I'm hoping the orange engine covers that are on the other version of the engine, can't remember which way round it was. Not that one. That one. I'm hoping we can use them when we come to do the actual build, just because I prefer them a little bit better than the carbon fibre head covers we've got on there. The reason we're using this specific engine when it loads, the rear wheel drive, is because of that rear wheel drive. I couldn't get anything to work with the gearbox that was in it. Oh, I need to move that console back a bit further than now. Is that going to break everything? I keep saying we're ending it here, and then I keep finding little extra bits to do. Tubs are done, tubs are done, tubs are done. Console 1, you need to go back because I don't want you in the engine bay. I don't mind you being a little bit in the engine bay. And now our Sidewinder's in even a worse position than it was before. But now our next console can go back a bit further. A bit of an issue. If we move that Sidewinder back to say here, we've got the gear shifter, so I can't do that. So I'm going to have to bring the Sidewinder forward, so we're covering the old shifter still completely, otherwise it's not going to work, and I'm going to have to figure something out. That'll be for another time though. So there we go. Thank you all so much for watching. Let's hit save on this. I'm not going to close it down because I still want to do some other bits before I exit out of this, such as all of the stuff I need to do in here, getting all the tuning parts labelled correctly, ready to go in that. So that'll be a bit of fun. But yeah, I'm going to get all of that done in a minute. But we're going to end the stream there. And if you want to see me another stream tomorrow where we get the rest of this all finished off, not including then tuning body parts, please let me know. You can message me on YouTube. You can message me on Discord, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it now. I'm on all of the places. So maybe come and find me. Maybe Barker or someone can create a custom console. Move away from the square console. Yeah, no, I would like that. I've never actually thought about asking for a new console. Maybe I'll message Barker in a bit and see if he'll design something a bit more useful to run down the centre when we have to do stuff like that. Because as I say, you can do it with these, but it's a lot more finicky, because they're quite long and they curve in at the top, so it's a bit harder. But there we go. I'll take another stream, and it seems time to box. We are definitely boxing. There we go. Thank you all. Hopefully we might come back tomorrow. I'm quite happy to do another live stream tomorrow. I have got to get some recording done at some point for an actual video. I didn't do a video on Thursday because I was meant to live stream yesterday, but had lots of mod issues that we fixed. But there we go. It's all working now. Fingers crossed it stays that way. Thank you all so much for being here. I very much do appreciate it. You're all absolute legends. And all of my channel members, including Sonic Shoes, the newest member, absolute legend. And thank you so very much. I'll see you all again very, very soon.